Okay,
Yeah.
hello, hi.
How you doing?
Hey, Rich. Welcome to my podcast. How exciting, dude.
Super
And
excited.
not gay.
I haven't been this excited in a long time.
How not gay is this?
It's about to get real gay.
Well, you're here. Yeah. That creeps me out. You know what we were talking about the screen over here. You know why they call it Black Mirror? You know why that show's called that?
No.
It's a Black Mirror.
Oh, the TV.
How creepy is that? Or your phone screen, anything when it's off, right?
Yeah.
It's a black mirror. It's black, and
Yes.
you see your reflection. So that whole show is called that. It's like all about. That's why it's all
Okay.
tech related, like dystopians.
Never even thought of that.
Yeah, I know. How cool! It makes perfect sense, right? Have you seen
Yeah,
them?
it does. Now that you
Dude,
pointed
they
it
creep
out.
me the fuck out.
Yeah, because
I watched an episode because it's too close, right?
Yeah, it's just crazy enough to where it's probably gonna happen.
You son of a bitch, this
Yeah,
might work.
You know?
Yeah. And then Alexa's in everyone's house. What were you saying about Alexa? What happened? She tried to take
Oh,
over
we were
the world.
somebody's house. They have an Alexa, and I was like, they're always listening. Alexa's always listening. And as soon as I said that, she turned on. And she's like, "We care about your privacy." And it's like, "Bitch, you're doing it right now."
Yeah.
Like, what?
It'll never stop listening, you know?
So it's
And then
always on.
now they got the Neuralink, you know, which you
Yeah,
heard they
that's-
just did the first human trials.
Yeah, I would never
You
do
heard that?
Human trial for what?
Neuralink.
Oh,
Elon Musk's Neuralink.
Kind of been.
So yeah, they're putting their microchips in people's brains. Right now, it is to bring back function of limbs that didn't work, like in quadriplegics. You know.
Okay.
So cool.
Yeah.
Always starts off pretty nice, right?
Yeah, well, it started off for me like there's no reason I would ever do that. But then I was like, you say like the limbs and shit.
I think it can.
Yeah, I
I
would
think
do
it
it.
can. I think it can. They talk about shutting off a craving for an addict. They talk about getting rid of Alzheimer's and shit like that. Like they talk about. I mean, it's incredible implications. But the Elon Musk tweeted something like, you know, the first human Neuralink transplant has been done successfully, right? And then someone tweeted, "This is like something that you find on a video game on the floor of like a ran down lab with zombies, you know, or something." It's like it's just like, where does it take us, you know? And then they
Yeah.
said that you'll be so connected that everyone's going to want one for convenience, right? Because if you don't have one, it'll be like you're so far behind. You know, you'll have a smartphone in your head. You can connect to the internet right in your head.
Like you still type with your hands, bro.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. But at what point do we become robots?
Well, that's what I'm
Like-
saying. It's cyborg. That's what I said. I think this is going to be the end of biological humans because, yeah, like you said, at what point are we cyborgs, right? If
Right.
you put the chip in my brain, I'm part cyborg. That's cyborg
Already,
to me.
you're part robot.
That's cyborg to me.
Yeah.
Hope they can do something for my dick, you know?
Nah, there's nothing that can be done, dude. You're fucked.
Nah, it's beyond.
Yeah,
Dude, I
just-
started Zinning. You know about these?
Heard
Sponsored by
about
Zin.
them.
We're sponsored by Zin. Shout out to Zin for sponsoring. If this doesn't work, I'll kill myself podcast. Yeah, dude, I stopped vaping and I just switched to nicotine pouches, which is just like objectively less gay, but still
And how's it going?
still hopelessly addicted, you know? It's just changing seats from the Titanic, but I love them. I like
Just
these more
changing
than
the
vaping.
habit.
Yeah, exactly. And I like these more than the fucking vaping. So I'll probably get gum cancer. You still
funny.
smoking cigarettes?
Yeah, I started smoking to quit chewing. Like I used to chew.
Just popping habits.
Yeah, just you know.
Dude, smoking is gross though. 2024, you gotta stop it.
But I love it.
I'm gonna shame you.
I love it. Shame me.
What's up, man? You been hiking lately? You hiked the whole Appalachian Trail, huh?
I did.
I feel like some of the
Did.
people listening probably don't know that you hiked the whole Appalachian
Yeah.
Trail.
2016. Been a few years.
That's when you peaked as a person.
Yep.
Haven't
It's been
done anything
downhill
cool
ever since,
since.
dude. Downhill ever since. But no, yeah, I was out there for 6 months. Walked through 14 states from Georgia to Maine.
Why'd you go?
So I had a bunch of bad habits I was trying to get rid of, right?
Some toxic
So-
behavior, huh?
Bunch of toxic behavior, dude.
Self-damaging behavior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to get
I'm
away.
sure. So you
You
ran.
know,
Oh, you
ran.
hiked.
I hiked.
Oh, you hiked.
I hiked.
How'd you get the idea?
I was on.
Because you weren't a hiker, is the thing.
No, dude, I'd never even slept in the woods before.
Yeah.
Like I'd went like in an RV,
Right.
you know, but that's nowhere near the same.
No,
like
it's not. It's literally a different thing.
It's like, you know, I had a washer and dryer, full kitchen and shit in the RV. Like that's not rough in it.
No, but I mean, how did you hear about it?
So I was on-
Because I only heard about it because of you. Like, no bullshit. I don't think I've ever even heard someone say the words Appalachian Trail prior to you. I've heard of the Oregon Trail.
So I mean, I've heard it before.
Family
but
dies of dysentery and
I've
shit.
heard it like I think we learned about it.
all
I
I
can't
think
remember
about.
what grade it was. It came up in school.
It came up in
But,
school.
Came up in school, but that wasn't really when I got the idea. I just heard about it then. That's the first time I heard about the trail. But like, I wasn't even considering it. And then one day I was on Facebook probably, and I saw an article about this guy who was like working in a cubicle and was like fucking
Fuck
tired of
this.
it, dude.
He said, "Fuck this."
Yeah. And he went out there and fucking, and then he got out there and he realized the title of the article was "Life is Not Like a Movie," because he thought he would go out there. Because when you watch this kind of stuff, it's all like the glamorous part.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
I mean,
like-
well, listen. Now, I don't think anything sounds glamorous about it.
I don't know. But they don't
I think
show
that you
like,
gotta be a fucking idiot to be like, yeah, that's gonna be beautiful. Like, I don't know. I feel like obviously it's gonna suck dick.
I mean, yeah, I knew it would suck. I didn't think it would suck as bad as it did.
Really? So even you?
Yeah, dude. At least at first.
No, for sure.
You know, but then
You're
like,
in for it. I mean, especially because hold on. But okay, you found out about it on the Facebook thing, right?
right?
We're like, let me go do this. Maybe it'll help me like think straighter.
Oh,
I
definitely.
mean, not like more hetero. I know
Right.
that's impossible for you.
I didn't want that.
But it so did you go prep for it? Did you start going to hike like weekend hikes?
I started hiking and biking, and you know, I would even hike with like a pack full of shit on my back, but it isn't nearly enough. Like, I mean,
You can't really prep for it because
can't.
once you go, you're
Like-
just full time hiking, right?
10 hours a day,
Yeah.
6-7 days a week.
As many
You
hours
can't
as you want, though, right?
You can't do that here. You have to work, take care of kids or other people, like.
Yeah, you got responsibilities. You're running from your responsibilities.
Right, pretty much for a little bit.
Yeah,
you got to get
Well,
rid of them.
I think
to
for,
clear
I
your
think
head,
for
you got
a
to.
little bit, dude. It's probably healthy for
It
everyone
is.
to. At
You got to
least, I mean, I
fucking
don't
step
know
away
about
sometimes
6 months, but yeah, it's like
and get away
sometimes
from it all.
when dude sometimes when I went to rehab, it was like like I get a break from the chaos. When I was in my like bad
Yeah.
addictions, I'd get into rehab and it would just be like a break. I wouldn't have to fucking do
Worry about
anything.
nothing.
Answer no calls, and
Dude.
I get like therapy, like intense therapy for a
Dude.
month. It was like helpful, and that honestly started my journey into therapy. Like, because I was a junkie and I had to look at the fact that I was fucked up. You know, a lot of people go around thinking that they're not fucked up. They don't know they're fucked up. You know. But
Yeah, no one talks about how much shit is going on inside everybody's head.
yeah, and some people don't even know that they're really not
Right.
fucked up. So not
Right.
only are people lying about it consciously, but unconsciously, people are lying to themselves, you know? And it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Going to rehab was like a blessing for me because it was like, bro, the drugs aren't the problem. You're the problem. Something
Yeah.
inside of you is wrong. That's something I'd like to get across.
Well, and the
people. It's like,
environment. The environment is the fucking problem.
yeah, for one of
It's
the
a terrible
many,
environment.
One
society.
of the many.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's never just one thing.
Yeah, of
But
course.
society, the environment we're in, is not helping at all.
Well, yeah, especially
Like-
this fucking Baltimore adjacent specific local society.
It's
no
stressful
bullshit,
up
you
in
know?
here.
Yeah.
Like-
It's bad. But the drugs are the solution, right? Whether we
Right.
know it or not, the drugs are the would-be solution. They're not the solution, but they're an attempted solution
Yes.
to a fucking internal problem.
Exactly.
And I think that that's very important. Now they become a problem because
Absolutely,
they're problematic, right? But they're not the initial problem. So you can get rid of the drugs and get dry, or get rid of the alcohol, or the whatever the self-harming behavior is, the gambling, the sex addiction, whatever
Right.
it is. It doesn't have to be
Whatever it
drugs.
is.
Whatever the self-harming behavior is, you can get rid of it. But unless you fix whatever that's got you fucked up,
Yeah. You're just going to
it's
replace it with something else.
You're gonna switch the seats on the Titanic.
You're going to switch to Zen.
You're gonna switch to the Zens. By the way, shout out to Zen. Sponsors the episode. Shout out to Zen. They're great for kids. They're trying to ban them because kids love them.
I mean, yeah.
They're big in the TikTok generation. A lot of guys with one dangly cross earring and Jack Harlow curls have like 4 Zens packed in their fucking lip. They look like chipmunks
Dude,
with
Those guys
Zens.
are so fucking cool.
They're the coolest, dude. And they look like they're chipmunks.
I would probably love it.
You want one?
dude.
do it.
No, dude, I deliberately don't do things.
Can I
to
ask
them.
a
I'll fall in
hiking
love with it.
question?
Yeah.
So you went from Georgia to Maine.
Yes.
So like, obviously camping in Georgia and camping in Maine, which is not exactly what you were doing, but you have to sleep, right? So like, do you upgrade your gear as you go? Or did you have to have all of your gear for Maine ready in Georgia and hike with all that stuff?
Because of the different terrain.
Because I assume,
and
like,
weather.
yeah, did you need a better sleeping bag? I mean, you
I think
can't
that's a
just
good
have.
question.
Yeah. So I actually had to start with like the better stuff. Like, could you crawl through the Smoky
Because you're
Mountains
starting where?
in Georgia?
So you're starting in
and
Georgia,
you're up
just to
there.
reiterate.
You're like 5,000-6,000 feet. Like right now, we're at like a couple hundred feet above sea level. We're right on the bay.
So right where you start is some shit that's harder than around here.
I mean, yeah, it was snowing the second day, even though we were in Georgia.
I'm ignorant.
Fuck, well, same. No, but that's what, yeah, same.
Like, but by the time I got up to Maine, it was a little cooler.
what
So I
time?
didn't
What
need-
time of year did you start? It was what time?
March.
March.
End of March 21st,
So you went northbound,
northbound.
and some people go southbound. So
Yeah.
people, you can do it either way.
Those people are crazier than me, dude. That's nuts.
Right.
Because you just went hiking up in the White Mountains, didn't you? Imagine starting with that.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally different than here.
Well, that felt like a different world.
It is.
It was for me. It was probably the coolest hike I've done.
I'd hiked like 1,700 miles before I got there.
Yeah.
And you need that.
Yeah.
You need that 1,700 miles to get ready for that shit.
The Whites was crazy. And the weather up there was nuts.
I
The
can't
scenery,
believe
dude.
they just let people do that. You know what I
can't believe
mean?
we're just allowed to go up there.
Like, just the way society is now.
Well, listen, don't talk like that because the government will stop
they'll
it.
find
Give
out.
it 5 years, they'll be like, knock it off.
People die up there all the time. It's
That's
crazy.
fine. That's our right to die. That's another
is
thing
our
that
right.
pisses me off,
It is, dude.
Stop trying to protect me. It's my fucking life. If I want to not wear a seatbelt, fuck you. No victim, no crime. Suck my dick.
There's murders though that happen on those trails though. Apparently,
I mean, there's murders that happen on these streets.
True,
you know
but-
what I mean? You can't get away from it.
but to like that's extra. Like to just kill someone in the city, you gotta stalk someone on a trail. Or,
I
like
do
you
think
gotta
it's
like
safer though, less people. If
True,
I'm gonna kill, I'm
true.
probably going right to the trail.
For
You
sure.
know what I mean?
But also, it's not like stalking. Like, the last one that happened was
It's just like people hiking
It was
together.
like 2018 or 2019, and you get a lot of people trying to better themselves out there. So sometimes
Sure.
so you get a few mentally ill people, and that's what
Yeah.
happened last time.
Well,
This guy was
there's
mentally
no
ill,
barrier to entry.
right? No,
This is the thing.
No.
It's almost like, an open mic. Anyone can just get up
Yeah.
there and go. So you get a lot of Looney Tunes, you know?
right,
You
and
just
that's
do.
what happened last time. Looney Tune guy got in a dispute with some guy at a campsite and killed him with an axe.
Nice. At least it was cool, Like, well, I mean, like, at least it was
You
an
know?
axe. It was
But
like
that was the last time,
It's
and that
very,
was
like
the-
manly of him. You know what I'm saying?
And that was the first
Lumberjack.
one in like 10 years. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
one
there's not
every
a lot.
12,
There's not
13
a lot.
years.
Yeah.
Like, go into the city. One just happened.
Yeah.
Another one just probably happened. Like,
Oh, in the city?
Yeah.
Yeah. While we're talking.
While we're
Yes,
talking.
yes,
Six
for
has
sure.
happened.
Oh, for sure. It's Super Bowl
so
Sunday.
one every 13 years.
Yeah.
It's
but
just
not
like-
with an axe.
Not with an axe. Exactly. Do it with some more style. Guns are played out.
so-
Ghost guns with switches are played out. You hear that?
And there is a shelter out there known as the murder shelter. Right?
Well,
Check this
that's
out. Right?
tight.
This guy, it's only like a quarter mile off the road. And that's when you meet the most Looney Tunes. They build
Because
these
they don't
shelters.
have to hike to them.
Right. They don't have to hike
Same
to
as
them.
the overlooks that you can just drive
So
to.
these hiking clubs build these shelters. It's just three sides in an open face, wood, right? That you can set your
Three
sleeping bag
sides,
up
open
in.
face, and a roof.
And a roof, yes. So when you don't have to hike far to them, you'll get the Looney Tunes from town
Yeah.
that come in
Yeah.
and stay there. So this
Right.
one guy hikes there, shoots two people, doesn't kill him, goes to jail for attempted
Doesn't kill
murder,
'em?
doesn't misses, or they're running through the woods. I don't know. Misses
What a
him,
fucking idiot.
hits him, hits one of them,
Right.
but doesn't kill him. So goes to jail for attempted murder for 20 years. The day he gets out,
Yep. Love
he
this.
goes back to that shelter and kills somebody.
I love
Jesus
this.
Christ.
That's dedication,
That
though.
is dedication.
Persistence,
Super
brother. I'm bad
dedicated.
at like being that persistent.
20 years.
I have
That's all
commitment
he
issues.
thought
That
about.
guy is committed.
That's all he thought
Dude,
about.
that's impressive.
So-
So they were just like, yeah, we know exactly who did this.
Absolutely, dude. So
Jesus.
we didn't stay there.
I will say there's lots of different people out there. You got me into hiking, which is something I never thought I would be into.
One of the best trips ever. And I do a lot of hiking.
You went on the trail. I went and saw you when you were out on the trail.
Yes.
Just did the
Yeah.
Trail Magic close by or something?
Yeah,
Or
through
you-
Maryland by Boonesboro. Harper's Ferry, if
Yeah,
you will.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Harper's Ferry.
Yeah, I love Harper's Ferry.
So that's like the unofficial halfway point.
Right. So when you were there, I went and seen you.
Right.
Um,
Came up.
that was it basically. And then when you got done, you talked. You loved it. I mean, you talked about how it just like changed your life. How it was
Big
fucking
time, dude.
incredible.
Like, I hate it here.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
society,
that's
I hate it
interesting.
here.
So
I want to live in a tent, dude.
How long did it take?
6 months.
So it takes 6 months of walking. Yeah, or hiking, not
Hiking.
even walking. Yeah.
You take a day off every 7 to 10 days.
Sure, and
you got
can,
to.
and you can go at your own pace.
Oh, yeah.
One
You
thing
start
that's
out
neat
slow.
out there is
you
you're designing it. There's no like rules. Like there's one thing that I find. Well, there's lots I find very interesting about it, obviously. But like you can do it however you want. If you want to hike 2 miles that day or 222, you can try. It's like it's up to you. You can stay in town. You can, and that's another thing people don't know. It's like you don't sleep in a tent the entire time.
No,
A
not
lot
the
of people
entire
are
time.
stopping in town.
Oh, hell yeah.
Where you got to resupply. That's another thing. You can't carry 6 months worth of shit on your pack. So every couple days, you're going through a town.
And you can't do anything every day for 6 months straight. You gotta
Yeah.
whether it doesn't matter what you're doing.
Sure.
You gotta have off days.
Yeah.
like to just relax
Unless
and
it's
reset.
heroin, and you should
Yeah,
not.
and then
you
you're
just
not having
can't.
off days.
You can't have
Don't-
an off day.
don't do it. So, yeah, sometimes you get a hotel, and I got way more hotels at the beginning. Like I was new.
Interesting.
Like, you know what I mean? Whenever it rained, I'd be like, oh fuck, I don't want to
Oh,
get, I don't want to
right,
get
the
wet.
rain.
You know, I'd get a
I didn't think
hotel,
about
wait
the
for it to
fucking
stop.
rain.
By the end, dude, it would rain, and I'd just fucking walk in it for days.
Dude, I
didn't give a
remember.
fuck.
So when we went on our hike, we're not gonna stay on our hike because I want to hear more about yours. But when we went on ours, it was like raining, and I'm like, "What do we do?" And he's like, "Get wet." Like I was trying to like not be wet somehow, and he's just like, "Nah, bro, you're gonna be wet. Your shit's gonna be wet. Your feet are gonna be soaked." He's like, "This is just what it is." And it blew my mind. This is like,
fucking deal with it, dude.
how,
Like,
how do we not hike in the rain? It was
So how much on average would you need to like do a hike like that? I never actually thought about the cost.
How much what?
Like money you would need to like make sure you had
The entire hike, the 6 months.
Yeah, basically to like
how
fund it.
much financially, like because basically you're talking about startup money for gear.
Yeah,
You're
basically
talking,
startup
you're
and
talking
then
about pack, food, and then
I mean
resupplies.
hotel. I mean whatever. I mean I
And then
imagine it's just a
resupply.
credit card to keep you safe because
Yeah.
money is dangerous.
so
Probably
they used to
thousands.
say like $1 a mile. Once you get all the
they used
gear,
to have, like, a nice little
wow.
$1 a
average.
mile.
Cool.
But now it's
Which
probably
is how many miles though? Hold on, how many miles is it?
when I did it, it was 2,189.1.
So a
Now
couple
it's
grand.
now I think it's like 2193. It goes up every year a little
right,
bit
sure.
because they got to reroute, change course and shit. So, but they say like $1 a mile before. Now I think it's $2 a mile.
Yeah.
You know, so
So before when it was raining, you would hop up in a hotel.
yeah, I'd wait it
spending that
out.
bread,
You
yeah.
know, whatever.
Now, when you went by yourself.
No, I started with
Oh,
somebody.
that's right.
I started with Dylan.
That's right. And Romeo.
Romeo
So everyone
was
gets
his
a trail
trail
name.
name.
Do you know that?
I did. You're Muffin Man?
A Muffin
Oh
Man.
yeah,
yes.
cool. Yes, yeah, right. The Muffin
Yeah,
Man. Yeah.
Dylan was
so-
Romeo. I was Muffin Man.
Yeah.
So we started together, and we stayed together a good bit of the way.
They called him Romeo because he was writing letters to his girl.
Well, like,
That's so sweet.
dude, when we first started, he had been with his girl for like 2 months, and they were still in that honeymoon stage.
Sure.
He's like, I'll call you every time I get service.
Right,
you know
right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
I'll be thinking about you every second.
I'm doing
like,
it for you, honey.
and literally, like, for the first like 2 miles, he's just on the phone with her. And I'm like, so I was just like, come on, Romeo. Like, and it stuck. And
Oh, you gave it to him.
yeah.
Nice.
So he liked it. And he's like, I like that.
Nice.
You know, he was all into like feeling romantic and shit. Probably
Yeah,
called her and
yeah.
was like, my
He's a-
name's
he's
Romeo
an
because of
artsy
my
dude.
love for you.
He's
like,
an artsy dude.
you know.
Yeah, I like him.
So they broke up like a month later.
A month into the hike or after the hike?
Into the hike,
Oh,
dude.
nice,
Yeah,
brother.
into the hike.
Nice.
Dude.
So that's hold on. So that's even funnier that his name's Romeo.
Oh, it
Like-
gets better. It gets better. He's sad for a little bit, of course, heartbroken.
Sure.
But then as we go on,
He walks through the tears.
He walks through the tears, and he starts using this story to get laid. My name's Romeo because of the love I had for my girlfriend. She just broke up with me. They would eat it up,
Oh, for sure.
and then he'd be like down in the barn with him or some shit.
yeah,
like-
eating his ass. They're literally eating it up.
Right.
Did
It
they
was wild.
finish it?
Yeah, we both finished it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, September. Oh crap! How could I forget? September 15th.
When you go into the woods, is there a bunch of people going in that bitch or no? You guys are
Tons
just
of people.
Right when you start?
Right when you start, everything's full. You got to like, it's just full. People everywhere, dude.
Interesting.
Thousands of
Because
people.
a lot of people start around the same times.
Yes,
They try to stagger that.
They call
I've
it the
heard.
bubble,
The bubble.
and that's where everyone is. Of
And
course, you
can
have your
smell it.
outliers.
You can smell the
dude.
bubble from miles away.
it's
That's one thing
rancid.
they do. They stink.
Dude, yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm putting the like you did 6+ months of this.
Yes.
Holy shit!
I know, dude.
Holy shit!
It's cool as fuck, dude.
It
It's
is super cool.
It's
Part
so
of me wants to
impressive.
do it.
I know, same.
Part of me
They're-
is like, that's insane.
Well, listen, what's so cool is out there's just so many different people, and a lot of them are cool, you know? It's
Sure.
one of those communities where everyone's not everyone.
Right.
A lot of you went, so not everyone's cool, but like a lot of them are cool as hell. And there's old people like who retire. I remember
Old people, old as shit,
I know,
dude. 70,
dude,
80 years
there's
old out there
something-
doing this
Yes,
shit, dude.
There's
Holy
something
shit.
so beautiful about that. Like, you know, because it's hiking and because it's at your pace, you can do it. It's like, you don't have to keep up with the 25-year-olds. You can go
And they'll
slower.
keep up with us.
I know, but that's
But the
what's
thing is-
incredible. It's not like it's hard. It's like it's hard, but you build up to it. You know, your body really does adjust. You're meant to be doing that shit. You know,
They won't take days off. They'll go slower than us, but then when we take a day off, they'll just keep going.
Yeah.
They'll do less miles.
Yeah, when we were out
But
there,
they
that
won't stop.
old man did a
Like-
headstand. That 60-some-year-old man did
Yeah.
a headstand. We were
Dude.
teaching him yoga and shit. It was dope.
Yeah, he was from like Russia or Germany or something, wasn't he? Britain?
No, I have no idea.
He was from somewhere, maybe Australia.
Somewhere not here.
Yeah, he
I'm
wasn't from
ignorant.
here, but but it was, dude, it was
I'm
great.
uncultured swine.
Like when he finally got it, like
he got
was
this
like,
headstand, dude. It was like the most beautiful part of the whole fucking trip, probably, dude. It was like this pure ecstasy. This 65-year-old man, we taught him, or not we, but the yoga teacher there, Blackbird. Or wasn't it Blackbird that taught him?
yes.
Somebody out there taught him, and it was just, it was cool. But yeah, I would have never thought I'd like it, you know? And here's what's weird about hiking. It sucks, bro.
You don't like it in the moment.
It's what I'm saying. It's like one of these things that
But when you get through it, you look back at it, and it's just something about it. You're like, I'm going to fucking do that again. Or like, I could go harder. Or like,
yeah.
It's weird.
Did you and Romeo stick together the whole time?
Until like Massachusetts.
I don't know. How long is that into the trip? Like
1,400 miles, maybe.
Yeah, but I'm talking time-wise.
5 months.
So you guys were together for 5 months?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Me and him. And we
You guys are probably
grouped up with
trauma
other
bonded,
people.
huh?
Big time, dude. It was.
That's trauma
dude.
bonding for sure.
But then he got hurt. So
Pussy.
and we didn't stay together
On
the
record,
entire
pussy.
time. We would like leapfrog, but we were always within 10 miles
Yeah,
of each
that's
other.
what's cool too. It's like, yeah, you can split up, but then it'll be like, you know, you'll run into each other at this shelter, and every shelter has a book, so
The
you
trails-
can look and be like, oh, Muffinman was here 2 days ago, you know?
Oh, that's
and like,
cool.
It is
That's
fucking
cool.
cool, man.
So he got hurt. He did a 42-mile day.
Oh yeah, he was trying to punish himself. That guy was
Yes,
a maniac.
he
I
would
remember
just
you telling me.
like he did like a 30, and then he did a 37, and I'm like, that's wild. He's like, I can do more. I'm like, okay, like I'll see you in a few days. Like
What he hurt exactly?
his knee swelled up, so he like
Okay.
I don't know what ended up happening. He took a week off, but I kept going, so I was ahead of him for like a month. But then
I've
he
done
finished the
20
day
miles
before
on
me.
a bike, and that's a lot.
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
42 or like
Yeah.
on foot?
Uh-huh.
Well, we started doing like 6, 7, 8. Like the
Right.
first month we averaged 9.
And it sucked.
Sucked.
Dude,
And
that's
you'll
a
never
lot.
finish at that pace.
You cried?
Almost, probably at least twice a week.
Really?
At least.
I love that.
That's
That
a slow
builds
week.
character.
Huh?
That
No, it
builds
really
character,
does. Dude.
serious
Thank you for
character.
being honest about it, because I've cried out there.
Well, you said that the one day.
If
We-
there's something weird, man, it'll pull this like it's not even like you're crying necessarily about what you're doing. It's not like, wow, this hurts. It's like you're just crying, right?
Yeah,
It's almost like you don't even know why the fuck you're doing it. It's like a release. It's very strange.
Yeah, we split up one day on our hike, and then later that day, you were like, "Dude, you ever just start crying out here?" And I'm like, "All the time." I'm like yeah,
Yeah, you're like, dude, you haven't been crying this
Right.
whole time.
like it means you're doing it right.
Yeah, man. That, and like you said, it sucks. It's one of these things that, like, in the moment, like hiking up a mountain, it's not fun. It's not. It's cool being in the woods. It's cool. There's like this peacefulness to it, you know, this lack of external stimuli that's like, you know, well, there is external stimuli, really, but I don't know. There's something weirdly serene about it, but all that goes out the window when you're like out of breath and your shit's on fire, and it's like it's not so peaceful and serene anymore, but it's like it just feels so rewarding at the end. It feels so good. And as a drug addict, we are big on instant gratification.
Yes.
And something about hiking, delaying that gratification, feels like it helps kind of rewire my brain slowly in a weird way. I don't have any, this is anecdotal evidence, right? But like,
Yeah.
I'm such an instant gratification, right? Give me the drug, give me the orgasm, you know, give me the,
Yeah.
give me the
Yeah.
chocolate, give me the, I need the spike in the dopamine, right? So there's something about this delayed gratification that, yeah, it feels good on my brain. Does that make sense?
Yes. You got to work for it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it,
A lot of it. A lot of it.
dude. Especially like with like it taking 6 months.
Yeah.
It had to be like, you can't be like, okay, another 6 months, and then the next day, like you can't be counting down like that. You just got to find something to look forward to every day,
Like what?
like a tree. like I know that sounds fucking stupid. Hold on.
No.
So like the
Hey,
world,
hey,
like
speak
like
your
the
truth,
like the
bro.
largest tree on trail, like huge.
Not any tree.
Right, not just any tree, all right? Or like there's
Like a tree. I know
okay,
it
this
sounds
one's
dumb, but I'm talking
right.
about a big
They
tree.
have that? Like, there's the largest tree you're going to see at this point
Yes.
in time. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Wait,
what
laid
else is
out?
there?
yeah.
Oh,
Like
in the
biggest
guidebook.
boulder?
I thought, yeah, right. This is the.
So look, there's
there's
a guidebook or an app people
I didn't,
use,
oh,
right?
Got you.
So it
there's
has-
a guidebook that you're carrying with you.
Yes, and it has all the mile, and that's why it's definitely not as hard as it used to be back in the day when people didn't even know when they would get to the water. But like,
Yeah, now people can Instagram their whole fucking
yeah,
hike.
now it's
Literally,
marked.
people
You know what I
Instagram
mean?
their whole hike.
I can look and be like, okay, there's water in 2 miles, and then there's
You have
water
to
another
look for
10.
the water. You have to basically, based on resupply of water. A lot of your hike is
Yeah.
based on that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Most people won't
Resupply
sleep in a
water.
spot where there's no water because you want water at night to do your dishes
And cook.
and cook and shit. And
Yep.
you want an unlimited
Because
supply.
a lot of people are cooking with boiled water. Not
Yes.
a lot of people are killing deer and like cooking them over the fire. It's a
No.
lot of
No,
ramen.
no,
It's a
no.
lot of instant mashed potatoes. It's a lot
And
of
people come out there thinking that.
Yeah.
They come out there thinking they're gonna hunt.
Yeah, I
And
know,
I'm like, dude,
I
there's
know.
no time to hunt. We gotta hike.
And there's not
Like,
enough animals. Let's be honest, bro.
No.
Like there ain't.
No, especially when you're up in the Smoky Mountains. You're in the snow. It's like nothing's out yet. It's there's a few birds,
Yeah.
like maybe a grouse.
What was the hardest state?
It has to be the White Mountains. I
I'm
don't know how
surprised you
can
even had
not
to think
say.
about it. So what's up there?
It's because
The hardest ones are the most elevation
it's
changes,
because
I guess.
I thought about it because
Or
like at the
weather, too.
beginning, like for me, shit was hard. Like it wasn't
What do you mean
the,
for you?
the toughest terrain, but like I hadn't trained enough.
Oh
like, you
yeah,
know what
you
I
went
mean?
in
Like,
so unprepared.
I went
dude.
in like
That was what was interesting. You're like,
I
I'm
went in-
hiking this trail. I'm
right.
like, you don't hike.
I went in full blown addiction. Like it
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
I didn't even get clean first.
And you couldn't even get the gay porn out there.
like it was
feed your
yeah, it was
addiction.
tough, dude.
Yeah.
Like no service like at first.
Yeah.
Like so
And
it
you went out
was-
there with ramen? Or did you go out there with MREs and shit?
ramen.
Yeah.
Like mostly ramen. I started with a couple like you can get Mountain House meals, but they're
Right.
like $9 a dinner.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
you know what I mean?
That's another thing too.
Yeah.
Like it varies how you want to live. He basically lived like a homeless person for 6 months.
Yeah,
But
I
if you
lost
wanna
like
live
40
nice,
pounds.
You gotta carry it.
Yeah,
And like that's gonna
pay for it and carry it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And all the weight counts to where, and all the space counts to where, like people pre-crush their ramen and then put it all in a Ziploc and get rid of the individual packs.
Pro
you know?
tip.
Yes,
Look at this
exactly,
guy.
exactly. The people, it gets
It gets
interesting.
down to like people will like pull their bags as tight as they can and cut off the extra string
People will cut their toothbrushes in
Yeah,
half
yeah.
into a quarter
to get everything
weight.
down.
Wow.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, when you're doing that many miles, I guess it all adds
Well, the
up.
way I look at it is, bro, you're doing it. You're doing it. I don't know. I'm not huge on it, but I also didn't do the whole thing. I did a 10-day hike with you,
Right.
And it was incredible. And I want to say that, like, I think that also day hiking and a few nights in the woods are vastly different. Not
Section
in a way
hiking.
that's one's better or they're not.
Right.
But what?
I was thinking about how they're different because when we did that section hike one time, and I would always park the car and then hike to the finish line and Uber back to the car. And then that one time we couldn't get an Uber. We were so deep in the woods, we were stuck.
I never even thought
No
about
Uber.
an
We were just
Uber
standing
now.
there.
We're like, what
And
is
me
Uber
and
back
you-
to the car?
We weren't.
We were on acid.
We were on acid.
We were on acid, okay?
And now stuck on acid.
So I am like on acid and it's cold. So I have like a blanket over me or something. I had something over
Yes,
me.
a sleeping bag.
I'm like
Dude.
covered in a sleeping bag on acid, asking strangers for a ride to our car.
Oh, God.
No one was giving us a ride. dude.
mister.
He was
Yeah,
like, he was
exactly.
like, Rich. He's like, come with me. He's like, I'm gonna ask every single person here why they can't give us a ride.
I said I'm gonna make them tell us why they can't give us a ride right now.
That's kind of genius.
I didn't do it.
No, I was like, I don't know how we get
yeah.
a ride, but that's
You're like-
that's
you're
how we
like-
don't
you're
get a
like, you're
ride.
not- dude,
Like,
listen, I was offering people $100 and they thought it was like too good to be true. You know, they're like, no
this guy
thanks,
is gonna
you know?
fuck us in the
We
woods down the
stunk, dude.
street.
We've been
dude.
out there for a
Like,
couple of days. That wasn't the 10-day.
No,
that was a few
That was
days.
a few days. Like,
Yeah, I just the day hiking and the overnight hiking are two just different things. I like the day hiking. For me though, it feels like in the back, it's mental. It's like I know there's a finish to this today. I know there's an afterwards to this today.
I mean,
so
yeah.
there's like something about that to me. Like when you're out there and there's not like a we're getting out today, you really can settle in. Like for me
Right.
anyway, like it's the same way when I work second shift. When I work second shift at my job, all morning, I'm just like, fuck, I gotta work later. It's like there's something
Yeah.
in my head, right? And then it's like when I'm doing the day hike in the same weird way, it's like I have something, there's like an open tab in my head still because I am leaving that
Gotta get
day.
back.
In a weird way, I gotta get back. I gotta go back to life, to real life, and think about the bills and the fucking
Yeah.
gayness. And
Right.
I
gotta feed my cats.
yeah, right. And there's something about dude. Speaking of cat, I was thinking about because you said that, I was thinking just take the cat on the trail, and then my brain thought about this time I saw a lady hiking on the trail with a bird in a clear backpack on her back, like a pet bird. And I'm like, it's already fucked up to own a bird because all they want to do is fly,
dude.
to take the bird.
Show it what it's missing. Look at all your friends flying around.
The irony of the situation. This must have surpassed. It was just like, yes, exactly. Look at all the shit you could be doing. Look at all this. Look at this life you could have had I not been a fucking villain. Dude, all birds want to do is fly. It's so crazy. I have an issue with pets in general, but not like I love
My
them,
cats would
obviously.
die if I let them go.
Yeah, of course, and that's the problem. That's what people
That's
get.
the
Yeah, they're domesticated.
They wouldn't leave though. They're so in love with my girlfriend and they won't go anywhere.
Dude, my sister
they follow
has,
her around.
My sister has one of those indoor-outdoor cats, which is the coolest
grew up
thing in
with
the
one of
world
those.
to me. I don't know. It's so cool. They go on walks. The cat will like walk with them and then dip off and do what it does and come back. And like it's really cool that they don't have to. It just does what it wants but comes back.
Yeah, mine would use
cool.
the dog door.
Yeah,
We had a dog door.
Yeah.
He would come in and out through the dog door.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, you know, do
That's
what you
cool.
want.
That's cool. What a
Found out
cat
he had-
life. That's the
yeah.
best cat life anyway. You know, it's like if you're gonna be a pet, have a home base and then still get to run free.
He had another
that's
home
dope.
base.
Probably out there fucking.
He had another family.
Right?
He
Yeah.
would disappear for a few days. He was
Yeah.
with the neighbors getting
See
fed
that?
and belly
See
rubs
that?
and
That's what I'm
shit.
saying. He had multiple lives. Multiple lives, multiple wives.
Cat wasn't loyal.
These hoes ain't loyal, brother. So hiking's dope. What else? What else you got?
Well, hold on, real quick with the hiking. Did
Tell
you
me
bring a
about it.
gun? Like, do people bring guns? Because like
Some
mountain
people carry
lions,
guns.
bobcats.
That
like,
guy at
does
the
that-
murder shelter did.
Yeah, that
Like
guy did.
besides
Oh
the
wait,
people,
no, he shot somebody the
animals.
second time.
The murder shelter he shot. The last murder that happened on the
The
trail
axe.
was
The murder shelter wasn't the axe guy. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, people don't bring guns, which some people know.
Some people,
Really?
but you don't really see them. No one brings them out. They're
Yeah,
never
you
needed.
keep them. You know.
It's like saying,
Sure,
It's like
but-
saying, do you bring a gun to the Ravens game? I mean, I know you're not allowed.
Me to
but, or
Baltimore
like a
City
tailgate.
every time,
Are
brother.
you carrying a gun when you're tailgating in Baltimore City?
Because
Everyone's
you're
no.
because the level of danger
Yes,
is
there's
higher.
way more
probably.
danger.
Right. So
The
he's
woods-
saying it's
the woods are
actually not
like-
even that dangerous.
But like
out
you
there.
were saying earlier, when you're in the woods, like you're kind of it's the best place and time to go ahead and kill somebody.
It
so
is,
like
but statistically,
to kill in
it's
front of
rare.
a bunch of people, you know, that's kind
People
of
get away with it more in the city.
Yeah, there's more on. That's true.
Like, look
There's
how
definitely more
maybe not
unsolved.
more, but
No,
all the
definitely,
unsolved
definitely
murders.
more,
Yeah,
definitely
no,
higher.
for
but
sure, for
yeah,
sure.
I would believe
You
that
know?
because there's so many more too, though.
Like, yeah, people still go to night games. You know,
yeah.
all
So
that
your
stuff.
argument is like it's not as dangerous as people
It's
think.
not. Everyone thinks like everyone, like all the hillbillies
Did
and the
anyone
preachers
try?
are
Did
like.
any gay shit happen? Did someone fuck you?
Not
Did
that I
anyone
know
try
of.
to? Not that you know of.
Not that I know
That's
of.
your story, and you're
Yeah,
sticking to
deny.
it. Dude, actually, people did have pets out there.
Yeah, some people would carry cats the whole way.
Dude, this people would have cats.
Yeah, dude.
And, yeah, bro, and people. I swear, and the one kid had that dope dog. That
I mean, they
white
all
big-
have dope dogs.
Oh, there was
Like,
multiple.
we
I
love-
only
dude,
seen the
there's
one on
so
the 10
many
day. When I went on
dogs.
the 10-day hike, there was the guy with the dog, the white dog, and it's cool, Mike, because the dogs have packs, so the dogs help carry shit.
they carry their own food.
Yes, they
Right.
carry their own
Oh,
weight. Yeah,
But
exactly.
also, not just any dog should be out there doing this.
course
There's certain
not.
breeds,
Of
but
course
some people
not.
don't know that. Some
Right.
people have these fucking dogs that should not be
Oh,
out
that's
there.
like
a shaking
that.
It
chihuahua.
is, dude.
That's like abuse. Yeah,
It's like, come on. And like the dog will follow you till the end. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's
which
like
will be
you
a
don't
month in
know
at that rate.
right. You don't know that day if the dog's like over it or like wearing down.
Yeah.
I guess maybe you could tell if it really starts looking fucked up, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like there's certain dogs that are definitely like bred for that shit. Like and they're awesome.
Did you? I guess you went hungry sometimes. If you couldn't get to like town, would you not be hungry ever? Did you always get food? I guess
I mean,
I'd
I
make
lost
sure you
40
had food.
pounds,
I guess you.
so
Yeah.
Well,
So
you're
I
eating
was-
ramen, so
I was
that makes
hungry.
sense.
He got skinny.
but like yeah, there was a
Yeah,
couple
he was just sucking
times.
sodium water down
Pretty
the whole
much.
time.
There's a part in Maine called the 100-mile wilderness.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. So so speak on that.
So no paved roads for
So
100 miles.
normally there's towns every couple days, you know, just like every few miles. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
like it populated. So in this, there's nothing.
Nothing. No.
This
Gravel
is the one
roads.
part of the trail where there's no town
So I packed
for 100 miles apparently.
100 miles. And it says that. There's a sign right before you
Yeah,
go
there's a
in.
sign that's like, don't come in here without your shit together, basically.
It's like you need 10 days worth of food or pretty much turn around. Like so I didn't pack enough as is. And then the first night me and the guy I was hiking with, we called him Scarecrow because he was real tall and lanky and wore the straw hat.
That'll do it.
So, yeah.
Like you look exactly like a scarecrow.
Fucking Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Like So we got super stoned and ate a bunch of our food, dude. First night in,
Oh no, the weed was your enemy.
dude. And it like the next 4 days were just fucking miserable, dude.
Damn, dude, them lunches had you fucked up out there.
I'll never forget it. I had a pack of Pop-Tarts for lunch or breakfast, 2 Pop-Tarts,
What flavor?
strawberry.
Okay, love that.
And then
flavor.
throughout the day, I would have 3 packs of the Ritz bite-sized cheese crackers,
Uh-huh.
and then a block of ramen for dinner. And that's all I had for. I split it up evenly for 4 days, and that's what it was. And doing like 25 miles a day to
That's
get
another
through.
thing, because you're hiking so much, you need extra. You know, it's not like a regular day, like you're sitting on the couch. You need extra. You need all the calories you can get.
Me and him had never argued before, ever. We
Yeah, we're
argued like
fucking
3 or
screaming
4
at each
times
other.
that week, dude. Like, it was so funny.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and like you said, it builds character, right?
That's
It puts
testing
you
yourself.
to your wit's end. It it makes you, you think you're testy normally, get hungry,
Yeah.
get
On the
really
third
hungry,
day-
I mean, talk about hangry, you're talking like exhausted and hangry and fucking inescapable wilderness,
Yes.
like stuck, like, dude, I can't imagine. I'd have been such a cunt, dude. It's
On
like
the
the
third
100
day-
miles of being a cunt. I would have been such a piece of shit.
On the 3rd day, some guy offered me a Pepsi, and I fucking cried
You blew
so
him?
hard, dude. I cried
You
so
wept?
hard. Wept
Dude,
for that
I
fucking
love
Pepsi, dude.
that.
Drinking this Pepsi, crying like a little
the
bitch.
The shortest, that's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious, dude. Just carbonation and tears.
Dude, it was
the
best
the shortest verse in the Bible is Jesus wept. It's just it's
Dude,
just like
that's
I'm just thinking about that for your hike,
Dude, it was-
Rich Muffinman wept.
You'll feel
Period.
things you didn't know you could feel, dude. It's wild. But you'll do
Yeah.
things you didn't know you could do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
right.
the beauty of it.
Yeah,
Like,
interesting.
it's fucking, you're like, I did that. But if I can do it, anybody can do it. Like,
Yeah,
I fucking did it.
Yeah, it's one of these things where you don't need to be an elite athlete.
No.
It's all in here.
You
and
become
in here.
one.
That's
If you stay out there long enough and go through that transition phase.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let's never ever pretend you're an elite athlete.
Not
can we?
anymore.
Can we
I
not?
was.
No, you weren't.
Dude, I was.
No, you weren't.
Dude, I was-
Okay,
listen.
Okay, here you go.
So listen.
When we say elite athlete, we're talking like Lamar Jackson.
Dude,
That's elite.
I would be climbing a mountain on the phone talking.
Debatable, I know.
Smoking a
Calm
cigarette.
down.
No problem. Just like basically fucking running up this hill. Smoking a cigarette.
That sounds
on
like
the
an
phone.
elite athlete. To
Just
me.
like,
Listen to him. He's like, dude, I was smoking ciggies.
dude, I'm just,
You're not making yourself sound like
I'm
an
just
elite
saying,
athlete.
I
bro.
could hike. I just became
Yes,
like,
you were a professional hiker for sure.
yeah, I
An
could
elite
just-
hiker.
Like it would just like,
I don't. Yeah, maybe I'm being. What do you think? Elite athlete?
I'm not ready to go there, but
Yeah, it's
like
not-
I'm not
it's a little
30
bit of a jump.
30
I'm
mile
also
days.
not ready to say anyone could do it because you could do it. I'm saying you might have some mental toughness that the
It's
regular
the men-
person doesn't have. Because like you were saying with the day hike, you know this is going to end. This is going to end. You can keep telling yourself that day,
Yeah.
this is going to end. They don't have that luxury.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
literally this is going on for until I'm done.
But
And
like, you said, it's the mental toughness, right?
it's
It would end.
mental
So
toughness,
physically-
dude. There's
physically,
both.
Almost anyone can do it.
the day would
Sure.
end.
But that mental
But
toughness.
you got to have the mental to be
That's
able to
what I'm
do
saying.
it. It's like
That-
marathon people,
that's what
super marathon people, not regular
It's
marathon
big
people.
mental, huge mental. Is marathon. People.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You
a
just
lot
look forward to
mental.
getting in
It
your
really
sleeping
is.
bag at night.
Right.
That's all you look forward to every day. It's like I can't wait to crawl into my sleeping bag.
I
And
remember
then you
you-
get there and
you-
you're like, fuck yeah.
Find ways to look
Like,
forward to things like
yes.
the tree or whatever.
Well,
and,
and it does
Like a
make you.
fucking tree.
dude, I mean, whatever it takes. A Pepsi made you cry. I get it, dude.
That's what's so
You're
cool,
putting
too.
yourself in such a situation where
Yeah.
anything is better
And-
than this.
Yes, and it makes you really. It kind of also like it because of that. It strips away all the normal conveniences, right? And then let's say after a month you get to a hotel and take a hot shower. It's like you want to talk about grateful, and gratitude. It's like it really makes you appreciate having a bed at home and having a hot shower whenever you want. Like, and obviously that wears away. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
get used to it.
it does
again.
wear away. Like I got when I got home, I had a problem sleeping inside. Bro,
just
people
thinking of
wake
you
up.
sleeping
Bro,
out back.
I'd be sleeping in the
All
front
right,
yard.
good night, kissing his wife and going out back.
They'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm just so confined in there, like
Interesting.
a prison."
Yeah,
For
well,
real.
so a lot of people do the hike and then have problems going back into society. There's something about hiking where you're doing exactly what you need to do and what you want to do every single day.
Whatever you want to do.
And when you get back into society, you're just reminded of like doing shit you just don't give a fuck about.
I mean, yeah, it's fucking you don't care about none of the shit you're doing, really.
No, bro.
Like, you just have to do it to
you just
survive.
have to do all these things.
Like out there, you did whatever you wanted. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there was still personal accountability. You
Of
gotta
course,
hike.
Well, there's
you gotta get done.
Yeah.
If you're not done by the second week of October,
You're a pussy.
the last mountain is covered in like 3 feet of snow, and it would be
So
suicide
there
to
is
go
like
there.
a deadline kind of because of the weather. Yeah.
So yeah, you can't just fucking party all the time, and people fall into that. There's a group called Riff Raff on the trail.
A specific group of people, or a group that every year that they call Riff Raff?
A
Was this a specific group of people? Oh, I
right?
would have definitely. I would have been the
That
king.
sounds
Yes,
like me.
dude.
I would have
Yes.
been the king riff
I'm a
raff,
Riff Raff
brother.
member.
I don't make it out of the state. I
That's
don't
what
make
I
it
get
out of the
fucking
first
Exactly.
woods.
Yes, absolutely.
I would
Like,
start a cult out there. And just
there's
not-
already cults out there.
Yeah, oh, I
The
bet.
Yellow Deli.
What?
It's called the Yellow Deli.
There is?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just join
It's called
that.
dude, I
Take
didn't
that
go
bitch
because
over.
I.
Been coming for you.
It's called the Yellow Deli.
We're gonna change
Deli.
the name. First order of business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Look it up. They let hikers stay for free, and they get them that way. Hikers always love free. Free place? Fuck yeah. And the next thing you know, they're like, hey, dude,
They're doing
I'm fucking
blood oaths.
joining this cult with
Next
Jerry.
thing you know, doing blood oaths
You
in
know,
the backyard.
right. So it's like, you give them everything you own, typical fucking cult shit. They
Damn.
choose your wife. Men and
Oh,
women
nice. The
are
choosing-
kept separate,
Oh, well, okay, I'm out.
right?
You
I don't know
lost
how
me.
they get them with that.
You lost
So they're out there, but I didn't stay there because I wasn't even chancing it. I'd be fucking wearing a white robe right now or some shit.
Yeah. So the riffraff would just be getting fucked up and partying.
Yeah, party. Trail sorority,
Right,
frat,
right?
you know,
right.
mixture.
How old was the youngest person you saw?
There's fucking kids out there doing it.
That's sick.
There's one,
That's so cool, like little families and
2018,
shit
I
do it.
think, the Crawford family. They were like a big, like in the news that year, trail news anyway. You know, fucking 5 kids. The youngest was 18 months old.
18 months.
Carrying
they're-
this baby.
Actually, I changed my mind. They're stupid. So listen, if the kid was older, it would make sense. Fuck that family. I'm saying it here on record. That's stupid. You guys are dumb. 18 months is stupid. That's like when parents have a newborn baby and then bring it to Disney World to take pictures. It's like, are you dumb? I'd love to go to Disney World, but you know what I want is a shitting obligation. An obligation that keeps shitting and crying. You're stupid. Wait till the kid has memories. That's dumb. All right, sorry.
I agree with that.
Sorry.
But also-
on this week's segment of stuff I think is gay.
I mean, you're being carried at 18 months, so it's not like they're building anything, right?
They're not hiking it.
Yeah, and
You know what I
then you
mean?
could
Just-
also you could potentially drop them. So like,
Yeah,
it's just risk.
It just seems like a hassle.
No
A
reward.
risk and a hassle.
Except
Like
for
the-
you could
like the
say,
whites.
my baby was carried through the.
Maybe I get not wanting to. Maybe it was just like this is our time to do it, you know. So maybe I take everything I said back. But the Disney people, fuck them. The Disney ones, there's no excuse. Okay.
I don't know how you take off and then do that with 5 kids. Like, how are you able to do that?
I mean, how is anyone able to take off for
Like,
6
that's
months? That's the problem
crazy.
about the trail, right? To take off you have to take off for 6 months from your job, which most jobs won't. You had to quit.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't give me 6 months. I wanted to work. I told them, I'm like, look, I plan on working here forever. I just want 6 months off to do this. They were like, no.
You went to them, you did the right thing, you asked, and they just said no,
They're
right?
like, no. And I was like, this is it for the rest of my life. I get a week at a time.
That's the thing.
Nah.
That's the thing that I was about to get on, right? The idea that anyone could get 6 months off, right? Anyone listening, right? To the 5 people listening, it's like, it's laughable.
No matter how loyal you are.
It's laughable because it's like, oh, I could never. Not only can you not afford it because you're living beyond your means, right? We all are. You got to pay for a house that only one family lives in, and there's extra rooms for no reason. And but the thing is, it's like I feel like not only should it be allowed to take 6 months off, it should be like mandatory after 5 years of a company, bro.
Yes.
To the idea that a grown adult in their only lifetime won't get 6 months off until they're retired and old. It breaks my heart.
No one even thinks about it.
It breaks my fucking heart, man. Everyone does it because everyone's doing it, right? It's just what we do. We just want
Normal.
to move. But it's like, to say that out loud. Just know that, bro. Know that, you know? I asked this guy this guy told me, he said if he got diagnosed with a terminal illness, he would get in an RV and travel the world. And I'm like, you kind of have a terminal illness.
You're dying right
Everyone
now, dude.
kind of has
We're all
the
fucking
terminal
dying.
illness, right? We're all gonna die, and you don't know when. Obviously, you can't throw everything to the wind, but if you don't, you're just gonna be stuck doing the same shit until you're hopefully old enough and don't get cancer. 50% of Americans do.
And that's only going to go up.
And yeah, and exactly. And so it's just like, and then your knees are shot, and then you can only go on cruises and barely get off the fucking ship. And it's just like,
I do like cruises.
yeah, well, because you're trash.
Yeah.
Cruises are fucking trash. Cruises are Walmart on water, brother.
Dude.
A cruise is a cruise is a Walmart on water, and you know it. Dude, it is trash.
Oh man, there's something about it. Just like the hiking.
This week's segment of Stuff I Think is Gay. Cruises. Also, Disney adults.
Hiking
cruises,
with babies.
Hiking with babies. Dude, yeah, I don't know. Cruise. I went on the one with you. Had a blast.
Oh yeah, dude.
Remember that I got cut off from drinking.
He got put in timeout, dude. He
Had a
got
blast.
sent to his room.
Fucking hypocrite. What are
Dude,
you doing?
I had a blast. No, listen, I'm trash though. Hear me out. I'm trash. I'm Walmart trash.
I see what you're
I'm
saying.
scum. I had a blast.
I see.
You know, but if I had
Scum.
We all are. It's
I'm
fine.
scum.
Or at least I am. We are. I don't know about you. You're probably not scum.
Yeah, no, he's worse than all of us. Trust me.
Dude, we had went to a wedding.
We went. This is what was cool about that cruise. So one thing about a cruise, normally, I guess, is you don't know any of the other scum. You know, it's just you and whatever scum you're
Yeah,
with.
dude.
You know?
And you'll
So
never see these scum again.
Yeah, but we go with a wedding, and the wedding party is like 100 people. You know what I mean? So there's this cool thing where you're on a cruise, but then it's a bunch of people you know. So everywhere you go, you're running into people you know.
That's cool.
It was very.
That's cool.
That's why it was specifically cool to me.
I could do that.
Yes. And then they asked me to stop drinking for whatever reason.
Well, they had like an all-you-can-drink.
I was such
reception.
a cunt, dude. This is back when I would like overdrink, you know. Before I learned like you don't need to just.
I had
drink
already gotten
everything.
drunk and passed out and woken back up.
Oh,
And Justin's
God.
still going.
Oh, damn.
I was just sending it hard.
Big time. Like,
What kind of drunk are you?
Well, that you tell him.
the kind
This
where he's
time,
like, he's telling me the
normally
story the next day, and I was there. Like that.
So annoying.
You know?
That's so
So, like,
annoying.
I don't know what started it.
Yeah.
He got rowdy. Just
I got
because,
rowdy.
dude.
I just felt like getting rowdy, dude.
And I just
I'm not
remember-
normally a rowdy drunk at all. Normally, I'm very jovial, and I was
I
even
just
jovial while I
remember-
was rowdy, wasn't
Yeah.
I?
Oh yeah.
That's what's funny. I was like playing, you know.
Well, then, but not at the end, I don't think. Or maybe it was
Not
the
at
wrong
the
kind of
end.
play. Because you were like, I just want to throw this glass against the wall.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, nah. And I stopped him from doing it for as long as I could.
For as long
Okay.
as I could.
And then
Yeah, that was a real cunt move.
And then he just threw the glass and he got sent to his room.
I threw the glass and it shattered spectacularly.
And the guy was standing in the doorway, not letting him out, but he's letting him open his door and stand over his shoulder. And when our friends are walking by, Justin's going, "This guy's trying to fuck me."
Oh God. So that's my question. Did they lock you in
And the
your
guards
room?
No, well, the
laughing.
guard they didn't lock me. Like he said, they were just standing in front of it, making sure I didn't leave it. But I'd open the door, and then because again, the whole hallway is people I know. So when I'd see someone, I'd go, "Guys, this guy's trying to fuck me in the ass."
People on a cruise ship were paid money to stand by your door.
Yep.
What?
And then it gets better, dude. The next morning, I get a written thing from the captain that I have to sign that bars me from drinking for 24 hours, even though I paid for the drink package. Yeah, it was impressive, dude.
Well, what if you don't sign it? What are they gonna do?
I know, right?
So, yeah.
I did. I was so hungover, I didn't even get out and see the island that day. Wherever we were, I stayed right on the boat. Dude. I was so hungover and ashamed, dude. It was terrible. And then look, when I finally came out the next day, dude, I'd walk into bars and bartenders I've never seen in my sober life are like, "What up, dude? You made it back. There he is." I'm like, "Oh my god."
That's when you know it's good.
Dude, it was nuts, dude. People knew me and I did not know them. I was
They're usually pretty
terrified.
cool, though. I got caught trying to sneak weed on the boat.
That one?
Not that one.
Okay,
Another
yeah.
one. Yeah.
How'd you try to sneak it?
In his ass.
Nah.
It was like my fourth
You
or
got away
fifth
with that.
cruise, right? And so I'd always snuck it on like on my person, and then I got lazy, and since I'd done it so many times, I just literally just threw it in my bag, like tucked it behind some socks or some shit. And I
Right.
was like, that's good. And then later, dude, everybody else had gotten their luggage except me. And I was like, oh fuck. Then they came and got me.
And what'd they do?
They took me into this room, fucking cat.
How old are you?
I'm fucking between 20 and 25,
Okay.
early 20s.
Okay.
They take me to this room.
Are you with your family?
I'm with my family.
Did
my
they know
whole
you smoke?
family.
They know you smoke?
They all know I smoke.
Okay, cool.
Everyone knows. It's no secret.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows. So they come get me. They take me into a room, and my luggage is in this empty room, except for one table in the middle with my luggage on it and a camera in every corner, dude.
Every corner.
Every corner.
That's
Pointing at the
aggressive.
fucking. So I'm like, and we're standing there. He's like, "Is there anything in this bag you don't know of?" Like we do this back and forth
Uh-huh.
for 5-10 minutes,
That's
and then
so
finally,
long.
his name's Luis.
Luis.
Super cool,
Luis.
And
Do you
He's
have
like,
you
"Look."
have the marijuana in here?
he said, "You can tell me the truth, and I'll take care of you, or you can keep lying to me and I'm going to turn you over to somebody who's not going to take care of you.
Ooh.
Immediately, I don't know why, but I believed him. And I was like, it's mine. It's mine. I tried to sneak the weed on.
He knew it was fucking yours the whole time.
Of course he knew, but
Yeah.
he needed me to say it.
Right.
So he's like, look, I just need you to sign a written confession and let me search your room.
That's wild.
I'm like, all right.
God damn, brother.
So
They had you cooperating in some more
big
shit.
time. So they searched the room. He tells me what's to write on the written confession, and then he takes it and it's in a medicine bottle, all grinded up. And he's like, you know how much you brought? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I know exactly how much I brought. And he was like, about 10 grams. It was 10 grams exactly, dude. I brought 10 grams for that week. And he said, I've been doing this 18 years.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, I've been stealing weed from tourists for 18 years, brother.
so I thought that was it, right? But the next day or 2 days, whenever we got to the first island, it was Grand Turk. And I go to get off, and the fucking bells and whistles go off, dude. I'm not allowed off the ship for some reason.
What bells and whistles? Actual bells and whistles?
I don't know if they were. I can't remember the exact sound.
God, what the fuck
It might have been a buzzer, like when you're not allowed off.
No. This is in your mind, brother.
Spidey
This
sense
is in your
tingling.
mind. You didn't have some
You have
type
to
of
swipe your
electric
card to
collar
get
and go
off.
through a fence, like an electric fence that you couldn't see, an invisible one. And
You
it
had
went off?
got to swipe your card to get on and off the boat.
Oh, thank you.
So I
That
swiped my
makes more
card,
sense.
and then
It
fucking
was like,
noises
nah,
going
fuck
off.
no.
Right.
Instead of the green, it was like,
this
no.
dude's trying to leave. Don't fucking let him.
So what happened?
So apparently, since I got caught after leaving the port of Baltimore, but
Uh-huh.
we were on our way to Grand Turk, so I got to answer for my crimes
At Grand Turk?
at our next place.
What the
What?
fuck kind of weird medieval fuck shit is that, bro?
So the
you
cops
have
come
to
on.
see the queen here when we get to this island.
I killed a person on a boat in Michigan,
That's what
but we got to Maine,
That's
and
what
now
I'm saying. I didn't even break the law over there. They might be mad about it. I don't know this bitch.
I was on my way
Hmm.
there, so they assumed that I was trying to sneak the weed to there. And it's like, I'm not trying to sneak it just to there.
I'm trying to smoke
I'm
weed
trying
this
to sneak
whole
it
time.
everywhere.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like
This has nothing to do with you guys. Don't take it personal,
Right.
Turks and Caicos.
Right. So they like get on and they're like, you're not allowed here. Like, Carnival isn't pressing charges, so we can't arrest you while you're on the boat. They're like, but if you get off, you're going to jail here. Like,
What the fuck? Dude, man,
So I had to stay on the boat for that
weed,
day.
Dude, how stupid is life?
I could get off the next day, wherever the next island was.
But they were like, you're just, okay, so basically
Just-
you couldn't get off on that
Yeah,
one island.
just that one island.
Or they would have arrested you?
That's what they said.
That's crazy, bro.
So I stayed on the boat.
Got drunk?
Got drunk and just, no, because the bars are closed. Everything's closed when you're in port. The casino closes down.
Oh,
The bar
really?
closes. Everything's closed. So when everyone's
That's
off,
when the staff's fucking having them orgies. And
Exactly.
Shit, dude. I heard them staffs. Well, yeah, like that show
Yeah.
Below Deck, they did
So-
talk about it. But
so no, I
The
just
stats are
fucking walked
crazy.
around. Like, took a nap.
cruise should protect you, dude. Like, you're gonna. Well, hold on. Is the food all inclusive?
Yes.
Maybe that's why they don't protect you, because it's not like you're smoking the weed and then buying more food. Like
Yeah,
you
but
just
But it
eating.
was my like fourth or fifth cruise. So they were like, hey,
Again,
he's been here a few
Walmart
times.
trash.
Walmart trash. He's been here a few times. He's our buddy. We want him to come back.
sure.
You know?
Sure. And you went from
Yeah.
cruises to now you're teaching kids how to do gymnastics.
Yeah, after all that, I'm teaching gymnastics.
A real Larry Nasser, if you will.
Yeah, I'm trying. You know?
Yeah, so what's that like? Do you teach, how old are the kids you teach?
I wouldn't even say I teach these kids that are like,
No,
we have
you-
like
they're
classes for,
smarter than
yeah, we have classes for like 9-month-olds. Like these mommy and me classes. The parents come in with them.
What the fuck does a 9-month-old do?
We just
Roll
play.
around?
We play and get comfortable in the gym. Because especially after like,
They
I'm
just
starting
get
to,
used to the environment?
dude, I'm starting to teach some COVID babies.
What the
that
fuck
were
does
on-
that mean?
Dude, these babies that were like born during or just before COVID that never got any social interaction for like 2 or 3 years.
Or immunities.
Yes, dude, they're fucking COVID babies. And they come into my
You
class
can
and
tell
it's
you
like,
smell it on them?
dude, they're just super shy. They like super scared to leave mom and dad's side. And they're all working on it. I'm not putting anybody down. Of
course.
You know, they're all working on it.
Yeah,
but
you're
you can
just
tell,
speaking
like,
an objective truth.
you know,
yeah.
that's just.
You're not
and-
calling anyone specific out.
and-
You're just saying some
yeah.
kids are, introverted
and they all get over
shy.
it. They all get over it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It just takes some time. Like
They call you Coach Richard?
Coach Richard or
Coach
sometimes
seems like a stretch.
Coach Rich or Richard. I say anything but Mr. Richard. Mr. Richard. I fucking hate Mr. I don't know why it makes me feel so old, dude. I have some of them call me Old Man Richard, and I'd rather have that than Mr.
Old man Dick.
Right.
Would
So
you ever
it's
go
like,
by Dick instead?
Not there.
Fair.
Can't
would
say
be-
that
it
stuff
would
around
be-
kids.
Also, it would be too on the nose if his name was Dick. You know
what I mean?
It would
Yeah.
just be too on the nose.
You got to be real cautious nowadays with the kids and everything. Not like you used to be. You could used to be able to like kick them around and stuff. Now you got to be all gentle. And you can't yell at them. You got to
you can't
super
hit
like.
the COVID babies like you used to.
You got to be patient, dude.
Mhm.
Like
Parents don't love the capital punishment. Do you
No.
ever deal with really cunty parents?
I've never really dealt with really any cunty parents.
No bad ones.
But there's like,
Are there? I guess the level of involvement probably varies. What's the oldest kid? You said 9 months old. That's a young example. What's an oldest kid you work with?
like 10 or 11.
Which ones are the easiest? The young ones or the older ones? Older because they listen more, or young because they're stupid enough to be bad,
man.
too stupid to be bad.
My easiest. Well, see, first there's also boys and girls classes.
You're allowed around the girls.
Boys.
I'm writing a letter.
Boys will never be the easiest. They are fucking animals.
Yeah,
Dude, they are.
but well, of course.
And it's like my girl classes, I have 10 or 12 to a class. My boys class, like 7. I couldn't do 10 or 12 boys.
Right.
They're fucking crazy.
Yeah,
They're terrorists, dude.
yeah.
Like,
Dude,
especially
yeah.
when you get them together,
Oh,
they
true.
fucking mob up real quick, dude.
Dude, they'll take you out.
They will, and they have.
How many 10-year-olds? How many 10-year-olds do you think you could take out if they were wearing motorcycle helmets and you were armed with only a baseball bat? There's an unlimited amount of them, though. You have to give me a number. How many do you think you would take? I'm asking
Before
you.
I'm dying. Right?
Yes.
So the
Yes, it's an unlimited amount.
okay.
I mean,
they're
unless
going to keep coming.
Yes.
All right.
So how many do you think you could get through? Baseball bat. They're all wearing motorcycle helmets. There's
They
an
don't have any
unlimited amount.
weapons.
No weapons. These are sticky little fucking 10-year-old.
This is to gauge
Are
how
they-
humble
so look,
you are.
Hold on.
It's a part of it.
Are they coming at me one at a time, or are they
in
coming at
waves,
me all at once?
or all at once?
Or
Yeah, I
in
don't,
waves of 5? How are we
Right.
doing?
Let's
right?
say waves of 5 or 10, whatever.
I would say just as organized as you could imagine 10-year-olds
There
to
you go.
be.
You
So it's all over the place.
It's all over the place.
Imagine a soccer game.
Well, imagine if I take out 1 or 2 of them, the rest would get scared as shit.
No.
Like
So
if I really
so,
bash their brains out and make them
yeah,
watch.
Make an
They have
example.
10-year-old me would run.
Make an
They have
example.
helmets.
Yeah, but you could crack some clavicles and some kneecaps and
Sure,
shit.
sure,
in front
sure,
of
sure,
some
sure,
kids. You're saying send a message with the first couple.
Yeah, and see if they run.
Yeah,
I like
well, I
it.
think that if it was a fully realistic scenario, they wouldn't be attacking. So I would say that they're not going to get squeamish. These kids are they're dead set on killing you. How
If
many
they're
do you
dead
think?
set
How
on
many do
killing
you
me,
think before you're
It's
overtaken?
not going to be much.
How,
I'm going
let's
to be
hear it.
honest.
Let's hear a number.
20.
20. Okay,
And that's
fair.
being generous.
I think that's
on a
fair.
good day.
My number's 23, and I am
feel
better
like-
than you.
yes.
So I get that.
And that's my best day, 20.
yes, right. That's if I'm not. Yes,
So,
if I'm
so
well rested,
It's not going to be 20.
if I'm well rested,
You know?
if I'm not, yeah.
So 10.
I like to ask that to people. Have I talked about this already?
So you asked me, but I don't believe there was
Unbelievable.
helmets involved because I said 75.
But
But
there's definitely helmets involved.
I'm pretty sure you didn't had the helmets when you asked
I
me.
had
If there's no helmets, it goes
The
up.
helmets
Check the tape.
Definitely.
it does change it for me. Obviously, it's a cardio / humble
I
question.
think it's a
Like,
it's a matter
We're
of
all
cardio.
gonna basically our hearts are gonna explode after the 50th swing if we get to 50 swings.
I think what it is we'll gas and slow down, and then we're overtaken before our
100%.
heart stops. So we're gonna just get the
but
sticky
at the
little
same
hands.
time, what is the 10-year-old gonna do to kill you exactly? Punch you? Because like that's worth nothing.
In my mind, you're just being smothered with the sticky hands.
Fair.
They're putting them in your mouth
sticky
and your
hands, yeah, dude.
ears and ass.
They're sneezing
and,
in your
That's
face.
real. That's real.
Yep.
I
yep.
like that.
I
I like
don't
that.
think it'll be super diabolical, but just the number, sheer number.
Yeah.
You're having
It's like a
another
wave.
kid.
I'm having another kid.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
With your mistress?
Yeah, secrets out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Doing May.
You don't
Right
like the
around
first one
Mother's Day.
enough, or what?
It's just,
I mean, what's
Yeah.
the deal here, dude?
No, we just, it'll be
Two's a
my
lot.
girlfriend's first.
Okay.
My second.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm.
so
Is
she'll
the
have
one you have now excited about it?
super excited because he'll be a big brother to a little brother. He
Don't
wasn't
let him mob
excited.
up on you.
He's like, if it was going to be a girl, he was talking so much
He was
shit,
gonna be
dude.
pissed.
He was like, I'm going to hold her down and fart in her face.
Jesus
I'm like, no, you're
Christ.
not, dude. Like, what is wrong with you? Like,
That girl would have a lot of character though.
right? Like,
Yeah.
that's all boys are. They're just, I said terrorists, dude.
Yeah. It's understandable.
But now that he knows it's a boy, he's super excited. So I'm pretty excited too.
Good, dude.
Yeah.
Good. I remember eating as much mushrooms as we could one time in a park.
Parking on the Pennsylvania-Maryland state line.
Until we physically couldn't eat any more mushrooms.
I felt like my
And-
soul was leaving my body.
and I think I ate 10 grams.
I mean, yeah, we had an ounce, and we were just eating it until we couldn't anymore. So
Yeah.
it was like, I don't remember how far we got, but it
I
was
think
around.
I
then.
think we each ate 10 grams.
I think I maybe ate a quarter, and you had 10.
Okay. That
I'm being
again,
honest.
Yeah, it sounds right. 23-20. The kids.
Yeah.
Dude, I would die.
That's
What's a hero's
A heroic dose is 5. Well, yeah.
So double a hero? So
Yeah.
some kind of weird epic journey?
He was rolling around in this
You guys
field by
were
these
the
train
Lord
tracks.
of the Rings or something.
It was
like-
epic. It was definitely something I'll never forget. And it's just from going there and then seeing you being a good dad. It's not that that's like not being a good dad. It's just funny like being there and seeing you in that environment and then seeing you be a dad and stuff is interesting.
Yeah, it's something, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, no shit.
Yeah. Some people take their kids on psychedelic journeys, I recently had to talk to somebody I know, their kid is like 13 and just got caught like, smoking weed, drinking cough syrup and
oh shit.
and drinking Jack Daniels. So basically anything that'll, alter their mind basically.
Right.
But I talked to them because I was asked to talk to them because it's like, oh, drug problem. Let's get Justin to talk to him, So I talked to him and basically I wanted to hear him, I was thinking everyone's talking to him right now. I'm going to try to hear him, because he's hearing everything from everyone. And then also it just hits different sometimes coming from me rather than your parents. Not that I'm cooler than your parents, but you'll think I am. You know what I'm saying? Like a kid doesn't think of course my mom don't want me doing that. You're not cool. I don't want to listen to you. You're a square. I remember when I was getting sober or trying to get sober as like a child, like 14, when I was fucking around. Everyone who was telling me to be sober, I was like, you're a loser. You're not cool. Like, of course you don't do it. Like, I don't want to be like you, know? Yeah, oh, my mom doesn't think it's cool. No shit.
Fucking squares.
Yeah, you're a fucking square. So it's just like, it was nice for me to pull him up and be like, bro, that shit's not that cool. A. B, you're too young, yada, yada, yada. And basically I told, another thing, everyone's lying to him too, because that's what people do, right?
Yeah.
So I said, just so you know, I smoke weed, I'm a weed smoking adult. And I said, and if one day you want to be a weed smoking adult, no one can say shit to you. But as a child, you just can't do that, But anyways, it made me think, and then because he's the kid's very interested in like psychedelics, like he's like wants to do psychedelics, and he's talking about like trip sitters and he like it's tough. It was a tough talk for me because I believe in psychedelics. You know what I mean? So I couldn't be like, no, those things are bad and do you stay away? It was one of those things where I'm like, bro, you're too young. Your brain's still developing, And I just wish it could be like where I could be like, bro, if you straighten up now and are good, like, don't get in trouble and stop fucking around. When you're like 17, 18, I'll take you to the woods and do them with you. Because I think they're like I genuinely think that they've helped me a lot.
And what a great place to do them.
Well,
in the woods,
well, they say that's where you're supposed to. Yeah, it's like where they come from.
Didn't you do it for a little while without doing it in the woods?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the most of the times I had tried tripping was indoors because people are indoors. But yeah, tripping outside is the way you're supposed to do it. I feel like because it's.
When did you first do it?
Do what? Trip outside?
Yeah,
I don't know. Probably with you. No, I don't know. I don't remember.
I didn't trip out on my hike until I got to Pennsylvania.
You tripped out there?
Yeah, I hiked like 1,200 miles, and then it became a weekly thing. But I just wasn't. I don't know. In the beginning, definitely not, because there's people everywhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Hard,
you're in a new environment,
yeah,
new routine, new everything. So definitely not at first. But then
people were tripping out there, huh?
Oh yeah,
nice.
There's one guy. I won't say his name, but he would follow the bubble up and down the trail.
Also, everything we're saying on here is obviously satire. We're making all this up just for the record. In case we weren't clear about that, everything we're saying is for comedic purposes only. My lawyer told me to say that.
So he would follow the bubble.
I'm sitting like a goblin again.
He would follow the bubble up and down the trail, selling them.
Oh, interesting. So he would follow the bubble of hikers as a dealer. And
literally
he would
drive from state to state.
He wasn't hiking?
No.
And that's awesome. He would just follow. He just follows the trail bubble and sells drugs.
He would just load up and just like follow us up. But then he'd have
Does
to
he
drive
sell
back.
for a premium because it's a supply and demand? Because you can't get it from anywhere else? Or is he just being fair? Is he a nice drug dealer? Or one of these capitalists.
I was going back, so enough.
Yeah.
Enough for me to go back.
Yeah.
So, and you can't get anywhere else.
Right.
Here and there you'll come across somebody.
Right.
But like I traded some weed one time for a hit of acid. That was nuts, dude. I got caught in a real bad thunderstorm.
On acid?
On acid.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I was going to die. I was like, everybody at home was right. I'm going to fucking die out here.
Everyone's right. I'm a stupid fucking idiot. Why am I here?
So,
who the fuck sent me out here? That's hilarious. That's all good too. Again, that's good for you.
But I had to I've been there enough to know like you can pull yourself out of it.
You'll
most
be
of the time.
out of it. It's temporary. It's always temporary.
So
unless it's not temporary. You know someone who lost their mind. You've been talking to someone recently who's lost their marbles. And you could argue because of psychedelic drug use. No,
And you could argue it, I guess, you know. You can argue it. But
it's what's weird, and that's what I was trying to talk to this 13-year-old about, the dangers of it. And I said, I'm not trying to overhype you or oversell this. You're not gonna die, you know? You're not gonna eat too many mushrooms and die. But you can fuck your brain up. You really can. It's like, but it's not super common. Like it's a statistical abnormality, 100%. Not 100%. It's a percentage, obviously, but yeah, some people I know have kind of not come fully back.
I mean, no. So it's like,
that's scary.
But again, that's a chance they were willing to take, right?
Me personally, yeah.
Do we take that choice away? Because it might happen to a small few.
I don't think we take the choice away. I'm big on choice in general. Like I said,
right. Let me do what I want.
Yeah, I think every drug should be legal. Whatever
stopped
someone's putting into their individual body, they should be able to do.
I got stopped for walking down the train tracks in the city. I went to the AFC championship game. I wanted to take a shortcut, so I took the railroad tracks. CSX police were right there waiting. Like, I didn't know you couldn't walk on the railroad, because we cross railroad tracks when we hike all the time. I guess you don't walk down them.
Right.
You do cross them.
Right.
But it's like, I don't even think it's a fucking railroad track. Like, I see the fucking train coming.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Might be for the graffiti people, honestly. I can't think of any other real reason.
Right.
They obviously don't give a fuck about you.
No. So
that's fucked up.
Yeah, got stopped for that.
But yeah, it would be cool if we lived in a culture where, like, you know, a father could take his 13-year-old son into the woods and do a small psilocybin, like, vision journey. I know that's probably extreme to say. I'm not saying I 100% believe that. I'm just saying, like, it would be neat if there were culture. I mean, there probably are cultures still doing that.
Native Americans used to do shit all the time.
Dude, when I went to do the ayahuasca, there was definitely kids in there drinking ayahuasca. Like, every time. One of the cool things about doing the ayahuasca, I mean, there was a lot. I don't need to get into all of it right this second, but every time we drank it, the shaman drank it. Every time we drank it and the shaman drank it, his family drank it. It was like, it didn't feel like a tourist trap because these motherfuckers were drinking it from the same thing we're drinking from. You know what I mean? It's like, they're going through this journey with us. You know, they're laying in that fucking room and going through it too.
They go through a lot of journeys, dude. If they're doing this
the shamans do. The families changes, you know? So it'll be their nephews or their, so, you know what I mean? It won't be the same family every time.
Okay.
But yeah, so one of the kids is like 15, you know? And it's like,
I wonder if they look forward to it, or some of them are like, fuck, dude, I gotta drink that shit tomorrow.
It's
like,
probably, exactly. That's a good point.
You know?
It's probably a little bit of both. I mean, it was for me.
I mean, can't be all one way, right? Some people gotta be like,
dude,
I don't like doing it.
The experiences vary so widely. It was very, very difficult for me. It was one of the most difficult and beautiful things I've ever done in my life. Probably the most difficult and beautiful thing I've ever done in my life.
Together.
Yeah.
Because that's how the hiking was for me.
That's
the
how
hardest but most beautiful.
That's how a lot of things work. Even tragedy. Like, there's always like this deep, deep beauty. I don't want to get too gay, but yeah, there's like, yes, I agree. A lot of things are like that. And
it doesn't come easy.
No, you got to embrace the suck. I'm trying to go. I was telling Mike I'm trying to go on that 10-day meditation silent retreat. I found out there's a place, so it's called Vipassana, right? And there's a place, I just found out, they do it all over the world. They're 10 days, it's silent. Okay?
Don't talk at all, nothing.
No, which for me, it's just torture. I mean, I can't shut the fuck up ever, you know? So I want to go because I don't want to go, right?
Can you record this?
No, probably not.
Bro,
but you know what I'm saying? I want to go because it'll probably be boring. It's just
but can you do it?
I don't know. But the thing is, I want to do it because I'm terrified to do it. It sounds boring. I've heard it's painful. For the 10 days, you meditate for 10 hours straight a day. I've heard that it's so painful, even just sitting there for 10 hours. I know somebody who went, when I went to ayahuasca, I met a guy, Trey, who I love, and he told me that he went to this Vipassana retreat and that it was incredible, right? And it's the only time I ever heard of it. And then I went hiking in the White Mountains years later. You know, this was just, so years later I went hiking in that, because I heard Vipassana, I heard silent retreat, 10 hours meditation. I'm like, that sounds miserable, bro. Fuck that. And then I met somebody in the White Mountains at the shelter of Lake on the Clouds. And she's a hiker from Canada, and she was talking about this retreat she went on with her mom that was silent. And I'm like Vipassana? And she's like, it is Vipassana. And it just felt like the universe is calling me, you know?
Right.
So now I feel called to
do
it.
It'll do that out there, dude.
Out
there.
Well, here's the thing about that, too. When I say that, it feels like the universe is calling me. Like, okay, I get how that can sound woo-woo and fake and corny. I'm not even saying 100% this is what's happening, but like, even if it's a coincidence, I feel now called to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I
but-
can't say there's some like benevolent force that's pulling the strings of my fate, which it could be. But all I'm saying with that is I like to frame it as the universe is calling me to do that. So even without anything otherworldly, it was a weird
but it's
coincidence.
something. So like out there, dude, there was these few like times where you would be talking or thinking about something out there. Like me and Romeo were hiking together one day. All day he was just like, I want some Krispy Kreme donuts, dude. So fucking bad. Like 2 hours later, we get to this road crossing and there's a little parking lot. Someone had left a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. No one around. Full box. Doesn't, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? And that happened like 4 or 5 times out there.
From Romeo specifically, because I don't need to
No,
call
for
him.
me.
I could use a couple things.
For
you know what I
me,
mean?
like I needed new socks, but I was running out of money and only had money for food or socks. You gotta get food. My socks were all fucked up. I was getting blisters.
Socks are important.
I hiked out 2 miles to the shelter, brand new pair of socks hanging on this limb. Someone had forgotten there. I'm sure someone forgot them. They didn't leave them, but like, what are the fucking chances?
You asked
That's
the
what I
universe,
needed.
and the universe answered
You
somehow.
ask and you shall
I don't
receive.
know, dude. Like,
Manifestation.
I think the human brain is the most powerful thing on this earth. I don't know why or how. I don't even think scientists do.
No, that's
But-
why like it's almost scary to think about. You're gonna be meditating and be in silence for that long. What kind of thoughts are gonna? What the fuck is gonna happen in here?
Brother, I'm
Like, you know what I
terrified
mean?
because I know what goes on here normally.
Right,
And I'm
dude.
constantly trying to distract myself, right? I'm addicted to my phone. I'm addicted to nicotine. I'm addicted to porn. I'm addicted to fucking whatever. You name it, right? I'm addicted.
Everything.
All of it, right? All the stuff. So, and there's all this external stimuli constantly. I'm never like sitting in silence. And rather than like being consistent and slowly getting into meditation, I'm just jumping off the deep end,
Right.
Because I'm an extreme fucking person, but I'm terrified of the chat. It's a constant chaotic storm in my head. And my hope is, Rich, that it will like slow it down and quiet it down. But I've heard that I've seen some testimonials,
Right.
and the first day and 2 day, like it comes in waves of like,
Oh, I'm sure.
like constant chatter, like it ramps up before it ramps down type shit, you
like
know?
just fucking.
Oh my God, I'll probably end up fucking mad. I'll probably end up never coming back. This is like a psychedelic journey where you could probably snap. I've heard it kicking back memories that you had buried and,
See, I wouldn't. Oh man, they're buried for a reason, don't you think? Or do you
I don't
think?
know. Well, there's this thing. Have you heard of internal family systems? Either of you?
No,
No, you guys aren't involved. So
that's a fact.
there's internal family systems is this, or it's called parts work. I've just started learning about it, but it's like it's too gay. I'll talk about it with somebody else. But it's basically that there's parts of you that are buried inside, like you said. Don't you want to keep those buried?
Right.
There's parts of you that are buried inside. Like there's a little. Well, here, close your eyes real quick. Now think of you as a child.
Mhm.
You got it?
Mhm.
Can you actually see yourself?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm saying I
Right.
initially thought 8 because
Okay.
I have an 8-year-old son.
So 8.
I think that's
Okay.
right.
So
8.
that's who you need to write your letter to. And you need to like write a letter to like this 8-year-old you and write what you needed to hear at the time. Now, my skeptic in me is like, well, obviously the 8-year-old you's gone and you can't read it. But they say that like actually trying to address that, yeah, it's gay. But listen, this is what's weird though. Somebody brought it up to me recently and I'm in my head like a skeptic. I'm like, well, that's gay. That's stupid. That's not going to work. The 8-year-old me is not here anymore, but basically like you need to acknowledge that 8-year-old, or for me, it was 6, in my head, because I did the same thing. But they're like, you need to acknowledge that part of you. And I was just like, it didn't really hit hard. It was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then like 30 seconds later, maybe even a minute later, this weird delay, dude, I like started crying. I swear to God, it felt crazy. It was like, and again, I'm a skeptic. When I'm hearing about it, I'm like, I'm listening, but I'm also like judging a little bit. Like, yeah, okay, that sounds like some
Right.
woo woo corny shit, right? I started crying, and it was beyond me. That was just interesting to me. This just happened to me yesterday. So that was very interesting to me. I don't know. I definitely haven't written the letter or anything, but like it's called IFS. I'm excited to look more into it. But yeah, so maybe those things should be kept buried. Maybe they shouldn't, because that's what I'm wondering, right? What if I address this and get better? What if
Wouldn't
I
that suck?
Yeah, maybe it won't be as funny,
Definitely not.
I'll just use comedy to cope with my traumas at this point,
Yeah, but that's good though. I think more people should do that.
You think?
I do.
It's just a way to avoid. It's avoidant. It's technically an avoidant personality trait. an avoidant coping mechanism because I'm like even though I'm saying the thing, am I really acknowledging it or talking about it, or am I using the comedy to avoid it? It's interesting. It's interesting. I've been doing.
Like, do you have to be like weeping and crying for it to be
of course
considered
not.
like coping?
No, of
Like,
course not. Of course not. Of course not. No,
you could be coping through laughter.
You could, but
know?
but the argument is not the argument, but for me personally, I can sometimes be using that comedy to not cope. Me personally, not that I need to be crying and weeping, but like doing the comedy about it is accepting it. Yes,
Right.
But am I really like okay with it or whatever the fuck, you know? Which again, who knows, dude? Therapy's gay.
I'm sure you're not okay with it.
You don't go to therapy,
sucks.
right? No, hell no.
I'm a fucking loser.
Yeah, don't go to therapy. Therapy's stupid. Don't take your kids on a hike.
Right.
Don't go to Disney.
Things that Justin thinks are gay.
Yeah, every week I'll have a segment on things I think are gay. Dude, I'm wasting too many on this episode, but a mortgage company can sell your mortgage to some other company without your knowledge, without your approval. You know that?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? That's like what are we talking about? I owe you money. I borrowed money from you. And they're like, oh, you don't owe us money. You owe them money. Yeah. I don't even fucking know them.
My girlfriend.
That's like me borrowing money from you and then being like, hey, I'm trying to pay you back. You're like, oh, you don't owe me none. You owe Paul.
Right.
I don't fucking like Paul.
Right. Where was Paul?
I didn't sign up with Paul. That's just crazy to me that they're allowed to do that. I mean, I know it's common knowledge, but it's stuff I think is gay. That is fucking gay, dude.
They can do whatever they want.
Truest. You know what I mean? That is gay.
Right.
Truest. Stop BB&T. Stop being gay. I know they're listening.
What are you going to do about it? That's what they're
cry
thinking.
On a podcast
they're like
a fucking nerd.
Like, what are you gonna fucking do about it? Like, I literally own you.
Yeah, brother.
Like, you think you're buying a house and they're just owning you.
I know, right? People go, I bought a house. You go, oh, the bank bought the house,
right.
and you're paying them.
Your soul.
You're paying them twice the amount of the house because of the interest. Got it.
You'll be paying.
I mean, I'm a sucker too. I'm one of the suckers too. But mind you, I'm not better than anybody. I'm sitting in a fucking debt building.
It's the way it is, though. They make it that way.
Yeah. Why?
Just so you have to work for them, feed their system,
and they want every single family to take a $250,000 loan too.
Yeah,
right.
They make
if
money.
Everyone's living in communes and shit. Not everyone. That's the biggest loan people take. You know, how else are you going to get every fucking single family to borrow $300,000 from us? Let's tell them all they need a house. Their own house.
And they need to do it when they turn 18. When you turn 18, become an adult, move out, leave. What? You're still with your parents.
Separate the family. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, nah.
It's crazy. And it's working.
It's working.
But I'm the crazy one because I want to live in a tent.
Yeah, it's a bad look, you know.
Right. It's like I came back and I'm like, I'm not crazy.
Well, dude,
you guys are crazy. Look around. Look at what you're doing.
The homeless problem keeps getting bigger, and sometimes I look at the homeless and I'm like, I get it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I would do it, but like, you know, I get being like, bro, fuck this system.
It's trash.
You know, we need The Rock as president.
We made a wrong turn a while back, and we just
no. We need like a team of elders. Fuck a president. President doesn't run stuff. You heard Putin? Did you see Tucker Carlson fucking interview Putin? Putin. I said it crazy. Dude, how cool is that? Sorry, that's cool. I don't give a fuck how you feel about either one of them. The fact that an American journalist went over there on video and interviewed Putin is a fucking huge step for journalism. And I'm big on, like, it's funny because they were like talking about, he put it out on X, Elon's platform, you know, and they were talking about, the news articles were like, Elon's not going to block this. Elon's going to allow this to happen. And it's like, bro, let people talk. Like, it's trying to silence people, even if they're evil cunts, to me, seems not right, you know? So, not that I think you're an evil cunt, Putin. I'm sure he's watching this as well. But I just think it's dope that they did that. I don't know why I brought that up just now.
I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see it.
Yeah, Putin basically even says, like, you know, Biden doesn't run America. You know, the people who always have, always will type shit.
You should know that, though.
No, I did.
So that's what you do. But like, people out there should know that.
It's funny to hear from a different leader, you know?
It's just, when I see people who, like, still buy into the whole shit, it's just like, how do you not see what's going on already?
People
like,
become addicted to it.
Like
their side of the politics and the news. And, dude, sometimes some people I follow, and it's like their Instagram stories every 6 minutes are updated with, like, a political statement or a fucking... I mean, hey, whatever you're into, honestly.
But it's just
politics
like,
are gay, though. Stuff I think is gay. Politics.
Yeah, it's just not real shit. It's like all show. It's like the WWE. Like, they're all behind stage, like, talking. And then they go out and they're like, this is our team, and this is our team, and our team's better than your team. And,
yeah. Well, it all just comes to the corporations own, you know, it's like, who do the politicians work for? The corporations, you know? They're like giant political. They're lawyers. They're corporate lawyers.
Unless
who
you
help them get money.
believe like the three family thing. What is it? Those three
The
families.
Rothschilds
Yeah, the
and
Rothschilds.
I mean, sure.
All those like.
I'm sure there's some fucking crazy nefarious thing running shit, but you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Cry about it on the podcast, you know?
Yep.
Try to come and laugh as much as possible.
Run away to the woods.
Run
Which
away
I can't
to the
do
woods.
for like another 18 years now. I was halfway there. My son's 8. I was halfway there.
I love that you're counting down the days that you can leave society.
18 years. Unless I have another one. I might
He's
have
old
another
enough
kid.
to walk.
Yeah.
What
He's
the fuck?
fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Just go back and forth. Georgia, Maine, Maine to Georgia. Georgia, Maine.
There's these people called trail angels who like come and bring Krispy Kreme donuts and drop stuff off for hikers randomly
Huh.
throughout.
Yeah,
that's
it's called
cool.
it's
It
called
is
trail
cool.
magic.
Trail magic.
Like when you've been hiking in the rain for like 4 days and then you come to the road and someone's like cooking burgers. Like I said, it's enough to make you cry.
Yeah.
And it makes you want to do it so bad, like give back. Like I've done so much trail magic
Because you know
like,
how good it feels
I
to
love
get
the
it.
feeling.
So to
And
give it.
that park that we tripped in, that's where I do the trail magic.
Cool
Because there's a
park. What is that,
pavilion.
Penmar?
Penmar Park.
Penmar Park.
There's a pavilion, so you can do it in the rain. No one expects.
I tried to get on the roof and you yelled at me.
Well, yeah.
Still mad
When
about
it
that.
turned out,
I'm like, let me live.
He
bro.
should have done it. No,
He
no.
said
I
no,
was
he
trying to
stands
let
by
you.
it. He stands
You
by it.
wanted me to
Well,
let you
yeah.
I
die.
wanted to get on that roof, dog.
So no,
I
but
was only
yeah.
on 10 grams of mushrooms, dude. Let me
Right.
live.
Yeah, you would have been fine.
I would have made it this far.
So yeah, you don't expect trail magic in the rain. So I set up in the rain, and that feeling, dude, when they come out drenched, head down, because also it's the
Oh,
end
to
of,
specifically set up in the rain. That's funny.
and it's also the end of. They have what's called the 4-state challenge. You try to touch 4 states in 24 hours. So you sleep right at the West Virginia border, and then it goes through Harper's Ferry. So West Virginia is like 4 miles, and then Maryland's like 41, 42, and then you pass cross into Pennsylvania. So you do like 46 miles or something in 24 hours, hit 4 states.
That's a lot.
And that park is a quarter mile before the Pennsylvania line. So I get to feed all the people
Yeah.
that had literally hiked through the night.
Right.
Like they've done 40 some miles.
Nice
Like,
reward.
it's like, it's a good place.
And you don't have to be a good cook. They don't care what you're doing. You give
Pizza,
out Rice Krispie
dude.
treats,
Yeah,
you
dude,
know?
they don't give a
Dude,
fuck.
but Pepsi makes you cry, dude.
Right.
I'm
Like,
sure like home cooked
everything
anything
slaps,
is
yeah.
like this. Is
I don't like
awesome.
grape, and I had a few grape sodas out there that were
shit.
so good, dude. And,
I had a
and now I
few.
hate grape again. Like fuck that.
Sounds
Gotta have
racist
choices.
somehow.
That's so funny.
You give us choices. We'll choose wrong every time.
Being a human is crazy.
Like I'd run out of cigarettes out there, and I'd be
Oh, I love
fine,
that you
dude.
smoke cigarettes throughout your hike.
I'd be fine for a
What
couple
time
days.
to quit, you know?
You know, well, I thought I would. I was like, I'll get out there, get away from them, dude. First night, everyone's sitting around the fire smoking cigarettes.
Mm.
I was like, well, I'm not going to get away from them, and like that's really what I needed. Because like
A
if
cigarette?
I ran out, you know, while I was in the woods for a couple days, I'd be fine. You don't even think about it.
Because it's not an option.
Yeah, if it's not an option,
To remove
you
it as
don't
an
even
option.
think about it.
Yeah.
But
Now-
like,
yeah.
as soon as I got into town, I went right to the gas station. Cigarettes and Mountain Dew.
That's interesting about it not being an option. I was talking about this about like, I forget what it was. I think it was like, honestly, something as simple as like, I forget what the specific thing was, but I was talking about not having something. Oh, the vape. When I had the vape around, I would just be constantly hitting it. I wouldn't stop it, right? So I had to get rid of it completely, just throw it away. Because if it's here, I'll hit it. Not even for the nicotine, I'll just hit it, right? And then someone's like, well, that's not really like, he's like, are you really even quitting it then if you can't have it around? Like, it's like, wouldn't it be stronger to be able to be around it? And it's like, yes, it would be stronger. But like,
why?
there's a lot of strength in admitting that you're weak to something, right? Like, I don't know. It was just like, it's like, I'm strong enough to know that I can't have that around.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe I'm not strong enough. There's probably, if we're talking about linear, which nothing is, yeah, I'd be stronger to not be able, but if it's around, I'm hitting it. I don't know why they made that. I love them.
Yeah,
I love
No,
the
that's
vapes,
why.
dude. I'm a fucking idiot.
money, dude. They just want all the money they can get.
Dude, they're doing a good job of getting it from me because I'm fucking broke.
They want to just control
And then
us.
they ban the plastic bags as if corporations aren't dumping corporate
Bro,
levels of
that shit's
industrial
wild.
poison into our waters at all times.
I'm just like carrying fucking $300 worth of groceries to the car, which is like 6 things now.
Yeah. Well, I used to be able to carry 50 bags at a time because they were plastic. Now I have to fucking walk them like this because they're paper. I have to make 17 trips, dude. It sucks dick.
Dude.
I'm going to have to get the reusable
And what was the
bags,
reason for that?
but They said because of the planet. But like I said, the corporations are just dumping poison
Same
into
thing
the
with
air
the
and waters
straws,
at an
dude.
alarming rate. Oh,
Like,
yeah, the straws.
Did you ever see that? Did you ever see that video of the guy pulling the straw out of the turtle's nose?
I've heard of
It's
it.
like this long. There's
You're
no
saying
way
it's
that straw.
bullshit.
I'm
You're
saying
saying
it's
it's
bullshit.
fake.
There's no way that straw that long got in that turtle's nose naturally. Swim through the ocean. Think about that for a second.
love how
Unless turtles
confident he
have the
is.
most suction of like any animal ever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Long,
you got a
dude.
good point.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just
You got
like,
a
how did
great
you get
point.
up that far? Like,
Could
all
you
the way
sort of
in.
crawl into your nose?
Me personally, I'm not a normal example.
I know, but that's why I'm asking you.
Do they
As the
not
not
blow out
normal
their
Of
example.
course not. Of course not.
Like, I don't know. It was just like one long.
I mean, yeah, I don't
Until
know.
That's a
the
good
whole
point. That's
like,
a great point.
You don't
honestly.
breathe out?
It is. I've heard that it's it could be faked or the turtle maybe had a
You
coke
just, I don't
problem.
trust anything. You know that. Like,
And
A
you
smart way to be today
someone
with
shoved
AI,
that straw.
dude.
don't trust anything.
You're gonna actually live in AI land. Like the rest of us, like believe everything we see or hear. AI is just
Yep.
fucked.
Yeah,
we
ruined.
fucked
Do you guys see
everything.
the Apple Vision?
A little bit. I haven't seen
You know
like how
about this?
good
I
it
do
is
not.
or
You don't
not.
even know about it.
Nope.
Isn't that beautiful? Some people already
Apple
sell it.
VR, basically.
Yeah. So it's VR set for Apple.
Okay.
It
Headset?
is- yes. Well,
What a headset on?
goggles.
And
Yeah.
okay, goggles.
Basically, and it's opaque, so you cannot see through it.
Okay.
But it has cameras, so many cameras with such low latency and lag and quality that it looks like you're looking right through them. Okay. So now I can look right through them and experience my regular life. But if I want, I can pull up a keyboard here, this big. I can make my computer screen this big, and then I can walk around it. I can move it. I can fucking.
Bro.
You can grab an app. You can fucking. It's like the augmented reality is where it's just gonna get. When they're gonna just become very common, I put it on an Oculus for the first time ever, like a couple weeks ago, and I was blown away. And that's not like a few years old, I can't imagine what the Apple Vision is like.
I wouldn't. I'm never doing that shit.
Never gonna try it.
VR
No.
games are cool.
Yeah.
My problem is I would just like
porn, too.
Yep, that's my problem. I would go to the VR porn
Oh, yeah.
and have people sucking my dick
Yeah, of
and having
course.
sex with me.
Yeah, you
even
look down, you
though,
have a big
like,
old black dick. You have Drake's
Yeah,
dick.
right.
You have
You know
Drake's
what?
11-inch dick. Dude, that's
Right.
what VR can give you. Drake's 11-inch dick.
True.
I'm just saying.
Maybe I
Apple
will
Vision.
do it once or twice.
There you go. We've talked him into it that quickly. I can get Drake's dick.
Some of the games though are fucking cool. Like on Oculus, my
Dude.
buddy's got the Quest 2. Pretty
But I
fucking
know
cool.
me. I'll
They're
get
very
sucked
cool.
into it, and I will never come
Sucked in
back.
and sucked off, bro.
You
I
need
will-
space.
It's
though.
like that yellow deli
No,
I
you
was
just draw a
going to
circle.
join.
But like you need like at least
little
like a
bit.
5x5 square that
You
you
do, but
have.
not as much space as I
don't
thought.
have the place where I
No.
where I live.
I'm
I
about to have
couldn't,
two
I couldn't
kids.
have one.
You
But I
either
need-
have no kids in your own space, or you have kids.
You either have VR and fun or you have
Yeah.
space. You either have VR and fun or you have children.
Right.
These are the options.
Yeah. So
Yeah. And then it's like, you can just be like, oh, I want to be in Hawaii doing this work, And then you're in Hawaii,
go
looking around,
outside.
and you're in fucking Hawaii. Just go outside. Dude, there's been a lot of videos of people walking around outside with them on.
Yeah.
Like in New York City
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
been
On the
like,
subway in
outside.
New
Yeah,
York.
you haven't seen these? Yeah, there's like all over New York City, yeah.
I mean,
There
I
are
guess some people don't have transportation, but
$3,500.
like everyone around here, like you can hike an hour away. Or Patapsco is even closer. Like, go outside.
Go outside.
Like,
People don't want to
why?
go outside. Dude, there's bugs and shit.
That's
There
another
wasn't
thing.
that many
That's
bugs
crazy.
out there, honestly.
I mean, not right now.
I
A
was
couple of them.
When
It's
I
getting
was out
got a
there with
little
the hike
warm
with
lately.
you, I was surprised at the minimal amount of bugs and critters.
Yeah, we even had to sleep. Like, I cowboy camp a lot, where it's you just lay your sleeping bag down on the ground and go to sleep.
Oh,
like, if it's
neat.
not raining,
Yeah.
I don't set up my shit. It's a waste of time.
He's
I don't
lazy.
fucking care. So, when I say we, I mean I forgot the tent poles to one of the tents,
This
right?
dickhead, dude. This wasn't the 10
Need
day.
two
I guess it
tents.
was a couple days.
Because
but it was four
us,
of us.
us. Yes, four of us. And the ladies, we decided to let the ladies sleep in the tent since we had the tent poles.
Since this asshole, we were all supposed to have. We were supposed to have two tents, right?
Supposed to have two
Yeah,
tents.
Two tents. Me and a girl, and him and a girl. And this dickhead forgot the poles. So as gentlemen, we decided. that
Look,
he's
I have a
sleeping
lot
in the
to
tent.
remember when it's a 4-person
So
trip.
then this
I'm like,
motherfucker had to
That's
talk
fair.
me. Then this motherfucker had to talk me into being like, dude, we don't need a tent. I'm like, I'm just gonna sleep out here. I'm like, what about my face? I'm like worried I'm gonna get teabagged by a
Dude,
deer
yeah.
or something, dude.
Dude, he was like, what?
Spider crawled my ass or something.
but nothing fucked with you, right?
Nah, I woke up. It was fine. It was surprising. I just never done it. Just like.
And I didn't use a tent
I
on
don't
my
know.
hike anyway. I had a tarp. I would literally just set my tarp up, like tie the two middle pieces to two trees, and then stake the corners.
What if the ground was wet?
Then I have a sleeping pad I put down, an
right.
inflatable sleeping pad.
Yeah, the fucking accordion one sucks, dude.
Yeah, I have that, and it's like I hate to say this, but I'm getting too old for that,
Yes.
and my back hurts like
That's-
real bad in the morning.
That's the thing. You don't get too old for
And
the
I hate
actual
to admit
activity. You
that.
just got to get better gear.
I
That's
hate
all.
to admit that.
You just need old man gear.
I know. I hate to admit it though. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
well,
want
it's
to be
just
like,
part of life,
I can
brother.
deal with anything out here. Like, fuck you. I
The
don't
only
need.
alternative to aging is dying young. So you're
It's
doing
like-
good, brother.
So there would be times where I'd get tore up by mosquitoes because I didn't have a fucking enclosed tent, so I would get tore up in the summer.
Ooh.
But cowboy camping is where it's at. Nothing really fucks with you. There was one night I was fucking sleeping on my side and something leaned against me. Like, I don't know what it was. It was like, it was some type of medium-sized mammal. Like
Like a
Groundhog
Like
or something.
a little bigger.
Groundhog.
A little bigger. Like a fucking, dude, I don't know.
I don't know.
A
Deer
small
just
bear,
laid
maybe?
down on you?
Like, literally leaning against my shit.
Maybe it was a sleep paralysis demon.
And I was so scared. I went to scream out and nothing came out, dude. For the first time ever. I've never experienced that. And then finally, I was like...
Did you think it was a person or you knew it was an
I
animal?
knew it was an animal
Okay.
immediately. And like, because they did like one of those plop
I'd have
down.
been worried it was a Romeo or
They,
something.
they did like, you know, how those
Yeah,
animals
yeah.
plop down and lean against something. It was like that. And I was like, finally, I was like, dude, you got to get something out. And I was like, but you got to sound fucking tough. You can't be like, hey. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to fucking run. So finally, I was just like, hey. Whatever it was took off, dude. But I'd never been so scared than that when I went to scream the first time and nothing came out. It was fucking terrifying. Besides that, I really didn't have any problems
see
with
any
any
bears?
wildlife. Bunch of bears, dude.
Damn.
Shenandoah National Park, probably seen the most.
Brown
like 20
or black?
Brown bears. Black bears, sorry. Brown
Black.
bears aren't east of the Mississippi.
Oh.
So, all black bears.
All
I
black
am
bears. That's
fucking
why
ignorant.
I haven't hiked out west yet.
Yeah.
Because there's grizzly bears and brown bears. And
Yeah.
I'll deal with the black bears. Black bears are like,
'Cause
dude,
bear
they're
base
low
is heavy
key
to
pussies.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
they don't know that they're like alpha out there because they could fuck you up if they wanted to, but they don't know that.
They could fuck you up.
No, they'd fuck.
They would
they'd
fuck me
The
up, but I
bigger,
get
you
it.
could probably take a small one.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, like a cub,
I'll take
like
that.
like 2 days old,
A teenager.
You know, so but if they wanted to, but they don't know that, so you just
Pretend that-
yell deep voice, make yourself look
Get
big,
big. Yeah.
and they ran off every
You gotta
time.
peacock them a bit.
And that's only if they're coming at you, like or not coming at you, or walking in your direction. You know, besides that,
Nah,
if
you
they're
just
like
live and let live.
they're not worried about you. Like if they're over there walking this way and you're walking this way, like so be it. Like they're
Snakes,
doing
though,
their own
I've been,
shit.
I've been more worried about snakes. Cause accidentally stepping on one and getting bit, then I'm fucking bit.
You do have to pay attention where you walk.
Yeah.
Like,
I
but
remember you told me one time is like after hiking for a while, it's like the different states are just like it's almost like just seeing a treadmill of like dirt and rocks.
yes, dude,
It's
that's
just
all
like a
it is.
treadmill of like just looking down at your feet and watching your, because it's like you're
Until-
barely
yeah.
seeing like around you sometimes when you're just focused.
and that's all it is. And then
That's
they
so
also
interesting.
call it the green tunnel, like because the trees grow over the trail like this, and it's all green in the spring and summer, and it's just like that's all you do. You're walking through this green tunnel until you come out in like I don't know sections of PA where there's farmland, so open fields and
Right.
shit, and then of course the White Mountains because you're above tree line,
Yeah.
360 views. But yeah, but then it gets real rocky up north too.
Yeah.
Like they call it Rocksylvania because
Is
the
that
trail.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Rocksylvania because it's just nothing but rocks.
Doesn't even
And they
rhyme.
say that's where hiking boots go to die. Like,
Yeah, I guess. Did you have to change boots?
yeah, I went through 3 pair.
Nice.
So both of them, both pair, the first 2 pair, both lasted me like 840 or 860 miles, and then my last pair lasted me the rest of the way.
Which is longer than 8 or more or less than which the other ones lasted.
I believe less.
Okay.
I believe it was like 17 something when I got the last one. So
I got you.
a little under. We were like 500-600 miles.
Yeah.
But it was Under Armour hiking boots for 2 of them, and they fucking suck, dude.
Really?
Don't use Under Armour hiking boots.
Damn,
Like,
you hear that?
or Under Armour, step up your fucking game, dude. They were
Under
trash.
Armour, this is a call to action.
They were trash.
First
I
of
know-
all, subscribe to my podcast.
I know everyone's waiting for the new Under Armour boots.
Go if you're listening to this still, which I doubt it, but if you made it this far, just go comment on the YouTube, would you?
Yeah,
Thanks.
get comfortable. We're just getting started.
Tell your mom. Tell your mom to comment too.
Yeah, I got trail runners. Most people will make the mistake of going with hiking boots. And like they're like, oh, they're waterproof, and it's like no boot is really waterproof.
If
Like,
it's
it'll be
raining,
better.
you're gonna get wet.
And then the problem is with the waterproof boots. Once they get wet, they're wet for a long time.
Well, yeah, I remember that's what sucked about the rain is waking up the next day and having to put back on the wet
Yes,
shoe.
dude.
Ugh, God, that was miserable.
Yeah, you don't want to get out of your sleeping bag,
And it's a
especially like when it
miserable,
was
cold,
snowing.
wet morning.
In the Smoky Mountains, it got down to like -10 one
Oh
night.
nah. See, I can't hike. See, that's different. I'm not doing it.
And you had to wake
That's
up
where
and
I'm
put on
out.
your frozen shoes. You had to sleep with your water bottle
No,
because your
you
water
have to
filter
sleep
would
with your
freeze.
water bottle. I ain't doing that shit.
Dude.
I had to hike in the. I can't be that cold.
But it was beautiful up there, like
I
snow-covered
bet.
Smoky Mountains. Like no bugs, no bears. They're still hibernating. Like on the calm days, of course, it was beautiful. But
Yeah, it sounds beautiful.
so different world, dude. And then another crazy thing happened. We ran into this girl at one of the views in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. Got to talking. She's like, a lot of people would ask us about our trips. She's like, yeah, I'm just down here, for college. She's like, I live up in Virginia. I'm like, okay, cool. We just talk for a minute. We go on our way. 2 months later, we're hitchhiking in Virginia because that's where you would get everywhere you were going. She fucking rolls up and picks us up and drives us into town. And she's like, didn't I meet you guys 2 months
Nice.
ago? It was a place called Charlie's Bunyan, this view. And like, it was just like, what are the odds?
Yeah, there's lots of little hitchhiking that they
That's
do.
cool.
Hitchhiking, tons of
gotta
hitchhiking.
hitchhike.
That's another thing people think you're fucking crazy for. Like, I don't know. It's different out there. I would never hitchhike through the city. That's fucking crazy. But like these road crossings have been there for decades. So like it's the same towns. These
Yeah,
little
it's usually
communities
people who
live off of
around
hikers
there, yeah.
because no one else goes to these little towns for nothing. We like stimulate their economy because thousands of hikers come through every year to resupply, to get hotels, to do laundry. Like, so they thrive off of hiking season because you don't go there for anything else. It's
Right.
fucking, there's nothing.
That's so cool.
So these people have been doing this for decades, picking up hikers, taking them to their houses, letting them shower, like cooking them
Dude,
meals.
and they smell so bad. That's why
So
they're so
bad.
nice because
But
they do stink.
At the
dude.
same time, while you're out there,
I can't stress enough.
but you got to understand also when we're out there through hiking, the day hikers smell.
Oh yeah, that's what's funny.
I
If
could
you're out there
smell
long enough,
someone's
you can
cologne before I saw them.
Yeah.
I would like became like
you can't tell. You could smell
Dude.
someone if they're a day hiker or a
I would
thru
literally
hiker.
stop and I could smell the laundry detergent, and then they would come around.
Anything
and they
good.
would come
If
around
they
the
smell
corner.
good whatsoever, they must not be here long.
It was stuff that didn't belong. Like we lived out there, and when you live somewhere, you start to
They
realize
smell like
like
fire.
right,
or
that
dirt
doesn't belong
or
there.
body
You know what I
odor.
mean?
Yeah.
So, and you go nose blind to it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was
If
standing.
everyone stinks,
dude,
no one stinks.
I was standing in line at a convenience store up in New Jersey, and this lady, like 3 people in front of me, literally were like, "What the fuck is that smell?" And it was me, dude. Like,
Yeah, it's
I
disgusting.
reeked.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, stopped showering for a little bit. Other hikers started to say something about how bad I
You
smell.
stunk
That's
so
when
bad.
you know it's bad,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Like when
yeah.
other people are like, "Dude, can you guys hike behind us?"
Damn.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's
And I'm
hilarious.
like, "Yeah,
That's
dude,
hilarious.
my bad." You know,
I'm just living, dude.
gotta do what you gotta do to get through.
Now, was that the musk scent? Because like, there's a difference between like musk scent and fear. If you have fear or any kind of like, you sweat a different smell and it's worse. Apparently,
It was
So,
all that shit.
Yeah, I'm
It
sure
smelled
like you
all
probably
that
have fear.
shit.
You probably
It was
all
a
that shit.
cacophony.
I'd be
Oh, no.
fucking fear
It was
all
a
every day.
cacophony.
There wasn't too much fear after
Cacophony.
the first few weeks. Like, there's an adjustment period,
Yeah.
and that's what people
You stop
gotta
eating pussy
understand.
after about a month
Yes,
or two.
when everyone, if you go out there, everyone is gonna feel this way the first few weeks. Like we talk about it at night at the campfire. Like this one guy was like, "What do you guys think about what we're doing?" Like we were all super nervous. Like we didn't know that at the time, but we were on inside. We were like, "Dude, we just quit our jobs. We left our families.
Yeah.
Was this right?"
Yeah.
So inside, we're all thinking it to ourselves, and it was comforting to hear someone else say it out loud.
It's nice to know
You
you're
know?
not alone in that
Yes.
stuff, you know, for whatever reason, whatever gay reason that is. Because I've been in a place too where I say something and someone's like, well, you know, a lot of people feel that way. It's like, yeah, don't help me.
Dude, and I
It doesn't fucking
realized,
help me. But I guess it is nice to know that you're not alone.
and I
You don't-
realized it was the right thing to do. There's this festival called Trail Days. So it's in this town of Damascus, Virginia. Population like 5,000 people. This weekend, there's like 80,000 people. Just like the whole wooded area in the middle of town is tents. The football field, the baseball field, just tent. They call it Tent City, and it's like everywhere. And I hiking with this guy named Wildcard for the first month, and then we split up for a
That
month.
sounds like I'd like his style.
He got caught up in riffraff.
That sounds like he would, brother.
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
finish, right? So I didn't see him for a month because he fell into the party scene.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Wow,
I
fucking
seen
wild
him-
card, that guy.
I run into him at the trail days, and he's like, "Dude," he's like, "You look good." And I was like, "Yeah, I lost some weight." And he was like, "No," he was like, "Your eyes." He's like, "You look more alive." And I was like, "That's when I knew it was the right thing."
Yeah.
Cause who fucking says that?
Yeah. I bet you have like a glow to you.
Like, Not anymore. It's faded.
Oh yeah, no, you
Back then,
you could see
I was glowing, dude.
You're dead
You know,
inside.
I had
All
that
see
pregnant
is
woman
pain
glow.
in those eyes, brother.
So, but yeah, fades pretty quick when you come back. Society beats you down. You know, and there's so many little things you don't think of, like just sleeping. So I'm sleeping outside, fresh air all night, surrounded by
Oh, you're saying the
trees.
stuff that'd be beneficial.
Like when I get up in the morning, there's no light switch. I'm not going from complete
Or alarm
darkness
clock.
to light. The alarm clock screaming in your ear. Just those 3 things alone. Like no matter, everyone just pissed off all the time. I woke up to birds chirping and the sun rising. And here, everyone's like, you know, here you wake up like,
Wow, dude,
it's
that's
like,
so
that's fucking
true. Fuck.
horrible
It is.
that we wake up
and
that
then you
way.
gotta sit under fluorescent fucking lights all day.
And as soon as you
doing
wake
some shit
up-
you don't give a fuck about.
You don't think about you. As soon as you wake up, you're like, I gotta get to work. Gotta get the
I
kid to
gotta
school.
do some shit.
Like,
Obligations, responsibilities.
exactly. Nothing
other
about me.
than- Yeah.
Out there, you could be like, how's Rich today?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
How you been?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? And then you start crying. Like, you know, right?
Right.
So it's like, you can't do that here. And it's just like,
You can.
you can,
It's
but
harder.
it's just like, it's
You
so
can.
hard.
You can.
Like-
you can see how you're doing too. You
I
can
mean,
check
yeah.
in with you.
But it's not,
Therapy would help. I know that's gay.
it's not as conscious here. It's like, it's buried between, like you said, responsibilities.
Yeah, for sure. It's tough.
You know, you got to think about all this shit. And then the food is trash. Like, they make everything that's easily accessible trash.
I mean, eating ramen for 6 months ain't no fucking
That wasn't,
better.
yeah, that wasn't
But
much
yeah,
better.
yeah,
But I was
the
burning
food.
it.
No, I know.
So that's another thing people don't think about. We're not as active, so the junk food you eat is sitting in your stomach longer. Out there, I was moving. It would burn immediately.
Yeah,
Gone,
it's a sedentary
gone.
lifestyle.
Like, so I could eat anything, and it would just be gone in 5 minutes. They call it hiker hunger. You just never full. It's just wild.
Your body needs it.
It does. You're burning, I don't even know how many thousands of calories a day.
Thousands.
'Cause I started doing 25, 30. My longest was like a 33-mile day up in New York.
I think I've done 17 one day.
17's a good day.
Fuck yeah, it was.
That's a
brutal.
really good day,
It was
dude.
fucking brutal.
Like, they hurt.
It hurt.
And where was
It
it?
hurt so good. I couldn't even tell you, brother.
Where was it? Maryland? Because
Probably.
17 in Maryland is,
You know what,
like,
what it was.
but in the whites, how much did you do?
Oh, in the whites, less.
What, like 9 or 10?
Yep.
Even me. I started getting, like I said, I did a
Yeah, I think we
33
did
in
like
New York.
9 a day. Or something.
I started doing like 9, 10 miles a day in the whites. Because you're rock climbing. It's straight up,
Yeah,
dude.
Oh,
Like, it's,
scrambles are different
Yeah.
than hiking. Bro.
like you go
That's
from like
fair.
walking on shit like this, and then this shit's like straight up. They
all
got
of a sudden,
rebar,
dude, all of a sudden,
and you're climbing up fucking rebar to
all
get
of a
up.
sudden,
Like,
I literally would say out loud, like, dude, it went from hiking to climbing. Like, this is a different thing we're doing now, and it's such a fine line. Between
Yes.
hiking, scrambling, and rock climbing. Like, it's sketchy, the line,
Right.
because it's like, some people define it differently. It's like, it got to some points in the whites where I'm like, I don't know that I'm comfortable with this. Like, I'm not that much of a daredevil. Like, I like really hard, long hikes.
Right.
But as far as, like, heights and falling
he
off
wants
a
to
cliff
stay on the
and-
ground.
Yes,
you know?
bro. I don't
It's
really
hiking.
like all that rock climbing shit.
You should do the Mahoosic Notch
Yeah,
in Maine.
sure.
They call it the hardest / funnest because depending on how old you are, it's either super fun or super hard. You got to like skip across boulders. You got to take your pack off and climb under boulders and shit. Like you're in between 2 tall ass mountains. And I guess there was an earthquake or something, or when they hit,
Yeah.
all these boulders fell down into the fucking
Right,
middle
right.
of the 2. And that's where they take you. This notch. And it's like so much fun. It's like a mile long,
I'm down.
you know?
I'm trying to go hiking in Iceland.
And then the water underneath, when you get to the end, you hear the water running underneath the whole time. When you get to the end, the water was the best water.
Dude,
I
I
fucking
love
had.
my favorite thing about hiking is
I didn't even filter it.
finding water and putting my face in it.
I won't filter it if I see it coming out of the ground. Like if it's a stream and I don't know where the water's been, filter it every time. But if it's coming straight out of the ground is a natural filter. So it's been out of the ground, nothing's there contaminating it, and I'll just fucking drink it straight.
The ground is a natural filter. That's why the 5-second rule. works.
Yes. So right. The longer the better.
Yeah.